Yeah. What's up? That boy Coach Malachi Williams in the building. We back. True Media Today USA Boxing. We are back. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Let me get this microphone. Right. Make sure I got this shit. All right. I think I'm back. I had to put the boom arm down and all that stuff there. Just a little technical stuff. I ain't got all this shit right here, man. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Got all this other stuff right here. Move this out the way. Okay, cool. Move that out the way because that's in the way. You get what I'm saying? All right, we Gucci now. Hey, man, it is what it is, man. Shout out to everybody, man. It is what it is, man. I want to thank everybody. Thank everybody for pulling up. Man. It is what. As a matter of fact, this camera. I got to move this camera to the side. All right. It is what it is. Y'all. Hey, y'all know how I be tripping sometimes. I just got to make sure everything right. Everything has to be right. I got to make sure the camera centered. I got to make sure the camera centered and all that stuff there, man. But anyways, enough of that. Let's give everybody a round of applause. Hey, we're going to have a good show today. Man. Blood Boxing will be on the show with me today. Part of the show with me today. Not the entire show, but part of it. Because the thing is, too much is given, much is required. And I'm going to show you guys where I'm going at with this. Too much is given, much is required, right? Heavy is the head that wears the crown. And I want to talk about, I want to tie some historical you get what I'm saying? Because anything that goes on in the present as it relates to boxing, boxing has been around since the beginning of time. You know what I mean? So anything that goes on in boxing, at the end of the day, it's still the same shit as it relates to two men getting in the ring fighting each other. And business is business. If you prize fighting, you're fighting for money, but you know what I mean, and stuff like that. But you still all of them fighting for money. So to sit back and say, yeah, man, this dude over here, a prize fighter. All of them are prize fighters. It's just some of them are making more money than others. If you get a check to fight, you're a prize fighter. Period. You get what I'm saying? There is levels to it. But at the end of the day, every last one of them are prize fighters. They're fighting for money. Period. Right? So now my thing is this. When you are put it this way. We're gonna bring up Canelo. We're gonna bring up Floyd Mayweather. When I look at Floyd Mayweather's resume, it's very impressive. Not gonna lie. He fought the names. Didn't fight everybody, but he fought most of them. Timothy Bradley. Saying I looked at this and I'm like, okay, he fought all these motherfuckers. He fought some motherfuckers now. He ain't fight Floyd, but and I look at that. I mean, Sugar Ray ain't fight Aaron Pryor, but he fought, Duran. He fought Hearns. He fought Hagler. You know what I mean? Rafael Benitez. You know what I mean? So, I ain't gonna, he ain't fight this one guy, but he fought 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 other people. You get what I'm saying? So when you're rich and already have money, and like one brother called yesterday. I went back and listened to the show, because I'm chopping my show up from yesterday. And he's like, yeah, man, the blacks don't need the blacks, don't nothing sell like blacks and Mexicans. That's just where it's at. And you got to understand how he gonna make money fighting another black dude. The dude talking about Tank that was trapped from Orlando. He need to be fighting, he got to fight the Mexican, Hispanic. That's just the way it's at. And I'm listening, right? And I'm like, why in the fuck would he be sitting back worried about who Tank need to fight? And shout out to Trap from Orlando in order to make the kind of money that he want to make because it's prize fighting. Dude, like that should be the last goddamn thing that we should be worried about any goddamn ways. He rich, he already got the money. It's not your job or my job. Y'all man, see what you got to drink. We got to realize. So you see what he did. When Hagler, when Sugar Ray fought Duran, which one made more money? Like I don't know which one made more money, but Sugar Ray and Hearns was huge. That was a huge fight. And you're really comparing apples and oranges because in that time, the criteria was totally different. Those top guys fought each other. And the black fighters fought each other. So you can't really compare it like that anyways from a financial standpoint. You get what I'm saying? And if you really don't know, you can't make no guesstimations and say, because Roberto Duran ain't Mexican. He ain't Mexican. You get what I'm saying? So it's just a whole lot of shit, man. Like, you know, yeah, man, well, you got to see. I think what happened is with the, I think in today's time, certain fans, they want to be, you know, they want to put on a manager hat and matchmaking hat and promoter hat and see what it got to make sense over here. And I said they've been listening to too much Booger Ray Leonard. You get what I'm saying? And Floyd Money and all that stuff there. And it's like, and that's why I get on guys when they sit back and say, yeah, man, we following the Floyd Mayweather blueprint or the green print. Oh, you is? Well, let me pull up your resume then. Your resume ain't showing me you following that green print. Because if you follow doing what Floyd did, you know what I mean? Okay, you got to fight all these other dudes that Floyd fought. These niggas trying to skip the process. Right? And then that's when you want to put in the work. So it's just a whole lot, but I'm going to have blood boxing on, man. Let's give everybody a round of applause. You get what I'm saying? Like that shit, it just something, you know, so like if you see me with somebody talking and you see me, if I just fall back and just sit back and do like this here, I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm like, okay, I'm like, here we go. 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 Here we go, goddammit. Shout out to Green Eyes P. Shout out to my sister Bless 365. Shout out to my sister Lisa Bells, Bruce Gas, Jamie Rivera. You know, Marlon, what's going on, fam? Shout out to Marlon. Shout out to Westside. Shout out to Gertz. Shout out to Justin. Shout out to Jay Pons, Stephen 47626 Jacob. You know, shout out to everybody, man. Share this video, let everybody know that we on live, man. And we finna get to the bottom of a lot of this shit. L. Harvey. You get what I'm saying? So, and again, I'm on the side of boxing. I'm on the side of boxing. I ain't on the other shit. I'm gonna hold the line. I ain't letting no casuals or no social media fans make me conform to their side. I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. A nigga who know less than me when it comes to the sport of boxing can't make me conform to shit. That's one. You get what I'm saying? Especially if you drinking juicy juices and drinking up the kids' Kool-Aid, smoking on Nick's sack. That you can't make me conform to shit. You need to, you know what I mean? You ain't gonna make me conform to a goddamn thing. Now, I do understand the era that we're in, but guess what? That rule does not apply to every fighter. Because everybody ain't Tank Davis. You telling me, well, this what's going on with Tank. Well, what about these other motherfuckers who ain't Tank? Because people who don't have the luxury of being Tank, guess what? They have to go through, they got to go through the channels that they need to go to in order to get themselves up. You get what I'm saying? That's just the reality of the situation. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get into the show, man. Now, Gervonta Davis fans have a special request. Now that he is deemed, keyword deemed, the new face of boxing. When you are deemed the new face of boxing, like let's say they say Canelo Alvarez fans, they say he's the face of boxing. A lot of people feel that way, right? He's the face of boxing. The question I have is this. When you are in a new position or you are in a leadership role, you are the face of a corporation, so to speak, right? Or the face of a sport or the face of a team. Guess what? That face comes with what? Responsibility. What is the responsibility of an athlete, in this particular instance, a fighter, who is deemed the face of boxing? What's the responsibility? Well, ain't no responsibility. He just the face, and he can fight this PN, and we gonna do 30, 40 million at the gate, and then we gonna do 2, 3 million pay-per-views, and that's what we gonna do. Sir, what do you mean we? You are not a part of the equation. And in anything, too much is given, much is required. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. So when you are given a certain title, a certain position, or you earned that right in a certain position, it comes with a certain level of responsibility. Because guess what? Everybody ain't Ryan Garcia. It ain't a bunch of Ryan Garcias that Tank Davis can fight. That was lightning in the bottle. It ain't a bunch of Ryan Garcias. It ain't a bunch of I don't know too many fighters who got 9 million followers on Instagram and 4 or 5 million followers on TikTok and 3, 4 million followers on YouTube, and have commercial endorsements, got corporations backing him and stuff like that. And listen, show me another Ryan Garcia from a commercial standpoint and a social media standpoint. I'll wait outside of Canelo, especially in the lightweight division. So the success that Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis had, Ryan Garcia played a big part in that. Regardless whether you, and I know some of you guys, you know, some of you guys are in love with Tank. You know, anytime someone make a valid point on something, if it doesn't fit what you want, if it doesn't fit your narrative, you know, everybody, oh, he hating. Ain't nobody hating. I'm just telling you what it is. If you was a broke ass nigga yesterday, you a broke ass nigga today, right? Because if you're not doing the things that is needed and required in order to change your condition, then what you were yesterday, you're gonna be the same thing today, and tomorrow, the next day, the next day, the next day. So I just want to sit back and let you know, because we have a boxing criteria and we are a boxing channel. I just want to let you casuals and you social media boxing fans know, too much is given, much is required. So you know, when you have the title of being the best in something or number one in something, guess what? It comes with responsibility. You have to know that. And it comes with accountability. Responsibility and accountability. That's in anything. You have to know that. If you don't know that, guess what? I am here to educate you. Let's give everybody a round of applause. Because I know some niggas gonna come over here, oh man, that nigga hate, he want to see him fight, talk, fight this dude, fight that dude, and yada, 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 blah, that's quasi. No. We do not believe in witness protection program talk over here. We don't do that over here. I tell you, if you tell me this nigga King Kong, I better see him in the ring with Godzilla. That's why people say we want to see Canelo fight David Benavidez. Because it is deemed by the public that Benavidez is King Kong or Godzilla. The public like, okay, well, we know you're good. We know you did this and that. Okay, but what about this dude? What about that dude? Okay, now this dude over here, he tight too now. And I'm going to show it to you from a historical standpoint. I don't want you niggas to talk about, oh man, that's old. That shit don't count no more. Bullshit. Bullshit. I'm not going to let you niggas change the narrative. We're not going to do that. Anyways, before we get into the show, I would like to say all praise is due. And I did reach out to Six Figure Johnny, man. I don't know if he's still out of town or not, because he didn't answer my question when I reached out to him. But I'd like to say all praise is due to Mr. Al Heyman.
Well, you know, I guess I gotta be like everybody else and saying Al Heyman. I can quit my job now, baby. 6 figures, baby. You feel me? I'm about to
but a name. Do you have a name?
Oh, nah, I ain't got no name, you know.
Name them names, man.
They know who they is.
Name them names, please. The names need to be named.
They know who they is.
The Mexican monster.
It is what it is, man. And you already know what time it TI is, man. Hey, we got to get the likes up. We're going to have a pretty good show today, man. And we're going to break some things down. We're going to talk about Teofimo Lopez, too. Some people feel some type of way. And I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. Some people feel some type of way about Tio. Some people telling me that he racist and this and that and yada, 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 blah, this quasi. And, you know, maybe he is, maybe not. I don't know. You know what I mean? You know, I did see the video. We're going to talk about that. I would talk about Anthony Johnson, but there ain't really nothing to talk about. So it is what it is. You know, I ain't even gonna talk about him. I'll let the dudes in the UK talk about that. But I say all that to say this. You know, we gonna have a good one today. This is gonna be very, very educational today. Very, very educational today. The word hate is overly used in boxing. Oh, the nigga hating. The nigga hating. No. I think you niggas do that to deflect. Because a lot of times you guys don't understand that, you know, too much is given, much is required, and you don't understand what this thing called boxing is all about at the end of the day. You say it's about money. Yeah, it's about money. All of them are getting paid. Teofimo Lopez getting paid. Devin Haney getting paid. Richardson Hitchens getting paid. Abdullah Mason getting paid. Everybody getting paid. So of course it's about money. This prize fighting. But there are levels to prize fighters. So, you know, maybe the 1/10 of the 1% is making a lot of money. And then there's other guys who's making mid-tier money. And then there's other guys, the blue-collar workers. Boxing is mostly made up of the blue-collar fighters. So all of them getting paid is at different levels. One guy is a laborer. He's making $10 an hour. But another guy is a manager and a supervisor, a manager. He might be making $25 an hour. both of them getting paid to do a job, but because of the title and the position that they hold, one guy's getting more than the other guy's getting less. But yet and still, they still getting paid. They're not working for free. Riley, talk to
Look,
me.
fuck you. Fuck the plane you flew in on. Fuck them shoes. Fuck the socks with the bell on it. Fuck them cheap-ass cigars. Fuck your yuck-mouth teeth. Fuck your hairpiece. Fuck your chocolate. Fuck Guy Ritchie. Fuck Prince William. Fuck the Queen. This is America. My president is black and my Lambo is blue, nigga. Now get the fuck out of my hotel room. And if I see you in the street, I'm slapping the shit out of you.
Yeah, salute to everybody in the chat, man. So it is what it is, man. I got my main man coming on right now, man. Shout out to Retro Boxing and Documentaries, man. Let's give my brother Blood Boxing a round of applause. Blood with the link read, man. What's happening, man?
What's going on, Coach, man? Good to see you again, my brother.
Yes, sir, man. I just want this show to be very, very informative and educational, and I couldn't think of nobody else to bring on the show today to talk about this with you. So I'm gonna lay it out for you. Basically, you know, and I'm happy. I'm happy that despite this, we had this past weekend, you know, was very successful. You know, the marketing that Stephen Espinosa and those guys did, you know, the game plan they came with worked to perfection. I think Tank Davis did a good job in linking up with the little kid called Kai that was over there. He's 21 years old. That was over there from Twitch. You know what I mean? He's like one of the #1 streamers in the world on Twitch. You know, they did real good by doing a promo with that. Him and Ryan Garcia. And I think a lot of the stuff that Ryan Garcia did on TikTok and Instagram, and they did a phenomenal job. I got to take my hat off to them. Now, now it's time to get down to business. Tank Davis is now called, according to his fans, according to the narrative that's being pushed, he is the new face of boxing. Okay, fine. If I'm gonna run with that, I ain't got no problem with none of that. If you want to say he's the new face of boxing, okay, fine. But the question I have for you, Blood, is when a fighter, from a historical standpoint, is the face of boxing, does that come with responsibilities? One, and two, what is required of a fighter that is now the top dog in the sport or even the top dog in their division? What is required of them? We know they're gonna make money. So I don't want those niggas talking about something. Oh man, they required. They just got to show up and make some money, and that's it. What it's prize fight. All of them getting paid. So you know, we know everybody ain't making the same amount of money. That's just the reality of the situation. So what is the responsibility? What is required of someone who is the face of boxing or the top dog in their division? And now with this newfound title, does it come with responsibility for Tank Davis? What say you?
Absolutely. Okay, if you would allow me about 5 minutes to lay out my formula as to what's going on regarding Tank Davis pay-per-view numbers and Tank's place in boxing. They're saying he's the face of boxing now. I'll make this quick, man.
Take your time. Take your time. Well, you know, we ride.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, one thing blood boxing does not do is filibust anyways. I'm way too smart to filibust when it comes to conversations regarding the sweet science. We will take the equation and break it down like a chemist. Shout out to Tank Davis. The numbers was much higher than I expected, which only verifies that a pound-for-pound market still exists if the right fighters are matched up. Now, I found a Google definition in regards, and I sent this to you last night, Coach, but it's in regards to being the face of something, because people are making up their own definitions as to what the face of boxing is. Being the face means that you do everything the brand would do. This is the Google definition. Bring awareness to your business, generate leads, make sales, and drive revenue. This definition applies to business, but let's not forget, boxing is a business. That's what you guys always say, right? Boxing is a business. So keep this definition in mind.
Can you repeat that?
Yes, I can. Being the face means that you do everything the brand would do, bring awareness to your business, generate leads, make sales, and drive revenue.
Okay.
That's what it is. That's what the Google definition of being the face is. So that's what I'm going to go off of. I'm not going to change what people have put out there for several years in regards to being the face of something. I'm not going to take your edited definition of it. I'm not accepting it. I'm totally rejecting that. But first of all, I don't believe fight fans know the difference between the face of boxing, cash cow, pay-per-view star, and pound for pound. I'm going to explain what each one is throughout my time on this show. Like I said, I'm not going to take up much time, Coach. But past faces of boxing have been outliers in 2 or 3 of these categories, excluding pound for pound, which is a personalized list, okay? Pound for pound is a personalized list, and also excluding pay-per-view star anytime before the pay-per-view era was relevant. Pay-per-view has been through several transformations over the decades, man. A boxing cash cow is a fighter that consistently brings himself and his opponent life-changing money, such as Canelo brought Plant, Bivol, Gennady Golovkin, or Anthony Joshua brought Alexander Usyk, Pulev, and Andy Ruiz. The net worth for Canelo Alvarez is $180 million. Anthony Joshua has a net worth of $80 million. Tyson Fury has a net worth, they're saying, of $65 million. Deontay Wilder, $30 million. Alexander Usyk, $50 million. A week ago, Tank Davis was reported to have a net worth of $4 million. Those numbers were updated this week, and the new report is $10 million. That's Tank Davis's new net worth. I checked it out, meaning there are still active fighters that are more wealthy than Tank Davis. So Tank Davis is not even the #1 cash cow, whereas past faces of boxing, such as Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, and Floyd Mayweather, were top cash cows. And they were extreme outliers in this area. If you have been a past face of boxing that did not reign supreme in being labeled the main cash cow, then you have to be an outlier in another area, which can sometimes leave room for debate. A pay-per-view star is an athlete that consistently draws a large income and viewership on the pay-per-views that they participate in. Now, there has been some fluctuation in the current reported numbers involving this event, but let's say the event did between 1.2 and 1.5 million buys. I do believe that. These are not the numbers that Tank Davis has generated on a consistent basis, though. Consistency is needed when being labeled the face of boxing. The numbers are high, but that has to do with both fighters' popularity, both of them, Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis. If not, then Tank Davis would have had more reported than the 200 to 215,000 pay-per-views he did in his previous fight with Hector Garcia. That was the report I received from articles at Boxing Scene. But there were also reports that Davis versus Hector Garcia did around 61,000. So there was a heavy fluctuation in that fight, with reported numbers ranging from 61,000 to 215,000. Last night, Old Schooler D-Style Boxing did a video in which he validated the pay-per-view numbers utilizing an equation that involves the live gate. Their conclusion was that if a fight brings in 20 million at the live gate, that number will approximately transfer to over 1 million pay-per-view buys. One thing that's a fact is that this is the first fight Tank has had with numbers of over 1 million or higher than 1 million. So again, a little more consistency would be needed to confirm a valid consideration in regards to Tank being labeled as the face of boxing. And this, last but not least, a pound-for-pound fighter is a fighter placed on a rating scale to determine who the best fighters are, regardless of their respected weight class. Pound-for-pound ratings are more personalized. These ratings can come from individual fight fans or groups that utilize a specific criteria. Usually the face of boxing would appear on many of these rating scales or rankings, regardless of who generated the list. Now, the face of boxing, remember that being the face of anything mostly has to do with popularity, money, and bringing awareness to what you represent. If a president tells Michael Jordan, I want you to be the face of Nike, he is talking about the most popular person that can bring awareness, sales, and money to Nike. Back to the Google definition. Once again, being the face means that you do everything the brand would do, bring awareness to your business, generate leads, make sales, and drive revenue. The definition is not plural, okay? It's not the faces of boxing. That came up last night when I was listening to Dragon Style. But the definition is not plural. There can only be one face of boxing. Now, if you guys want to change it, because a lot of you fight fans, I've been looking at the atmosphere, you guys are saying that there could be more than one face of boxing, but it's not the faces of boxing. The face of boxing has many definitions according to fight fans that have developed their criteria on what it takes to be the face of boxing. I've heard the newer fight fans place skills into the equation when the definition, when defining the face of boxing. But skill is something that can be assessed differently from fight fan to fight fan. To cut back on the confusion, I can only look back on the qualities that have defined past faces of boxing. Past faces of boxing were mostly the number one cash cow. They were not on everyone's pound for pound top list, and they could not be pay-per-view stars before that platform became available, especially in its modern form. Popularity always appeared to be a major factor. Popularity has defined the face of boxing more than other factors such as skills. To be the face of boxing, you need to be popular to wear this face. Popularity in boxing can be measured through viewership numbers, endorsements, public appearances, and network appearances. Usually the face of boxing is an outlier in these areas. Pay-per-view numbers can be used because they can contribute to popularity, whereas being labeled a cash cow doesn't always contribute to global popularity. Anthony Joshua is a cash cow and more popular in his own region. Past faces of boxing have been popular on a global basis. For me to deem a fighter the face of boxing, a fighter must bring some of the same contributions that past faces of boxing brought to the sport. At this time, I think the face of boxing can have the same kind of versatility as pound for pound, meaning it will come down to each fight fan and how much stock they hold in these factors that make a fighter the face of boxing. So for me, right, how do we measure early faces of boxing, especially on the fighters that existed before any form of pay-per-view? And that includes closed circuit television, which is also a pay-per-view. It falls under the umbrella of pay-per-view. I've developed a list of what I consider the faces of boxing, which I have revised due to more research. I gave that list to Coach yesterday. I'll come back up and I can tell you exactly why these guys are on my list. I think these are the only faces of boxing that we have had since Jack Johnson. We've had Jack Johnson, we've had Jack Dempsey, we've had Joe Louis, we've had Rocky Marciano, we've had Muhammad Ali, Larry Holmes. He could maybe be placed in there. Sugar Ray Leonard, Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, perhaps Floyd Mayweather, and maybe Canelo Alvarez. Okay. If anybody has a problem with that list, you could go ahead and you could put it in the comment section. How I come up with this list is through research. We can measure this through the amount of ink fighters received in 1908. Over 13,000 articles covered Jack Johnson in America and Europe and Canada. Bob Fitzsimmons was featured in less than 1,000 articles, and Tommy Burns, who was the heavyweight champion before Jack Johnson, was featured in over 8,000 articles, and James J. Jeffries was featured in around 4,000 articles. Jack Johnson's popularity grew, and Jeffries and Burns' popularity, it dwindled. After Jack Johnson, the face of boxing became Jack Dempsey. He was an outlier in the amount of ink he received all throughout the 1920s. I have the numbers. He has more articles than other popular fighters such as Gene Tunney, Mickey Walker, Benny Leonard, Harry Greb. Let's take 1920. There are over 35,000 articles printed on Jack Dempsey, over 2,000 on Gene Tunney, who was not yet the light heavyweight champ, 13,000 on Benny Leonard, 4,000 on Harry Greb. Dempsey remained more popular than these guys, being an outlier in the newspapers of that time. Jack Dempsey also participated in the first $1 million gate back in 1921 against George Carpentier, right? Joe Louis became the face of boxing in the late 1930s. Over 111,000 articles in 1938. Henry Armstrong had 49,000 articles. Yet in 1938, Armstrong had 3 belts at one time in 3 different weight classes, featherweight, lightweight, and welterweight. But the amount of ink and the bigger purses was coming from Joe Louis. There could only be one face of boxing, so I can't place Henry Armstrong as the face of boxing when Joe Louis is reigning. Back in the day, the big man was always the face of boxing. Yes,
you're talking about the heavyweights.
The big man, the heavyweight.
Yeah, the heavyweights, yeah.
Always. So that's why Henry Armstrong, even though he was toting around 3 belts in 1938, there could only be one face of boxing. This was never a plural thing. It was always a singular thing. People could want to make it plural now, but I did the research. I look back on it, and it was always a singular accomplishment. Now, this is where I'm going to say a few things many fight fans would not like to hear. Joe Louis remained the face of boxing until Rocky Marciano. Sorry, but Sugar Ray Robinson may not have been the face. I don't think he ever was. Unfortunately, there was hardly no film produced on his welterweight career. Anyone who's a historian knows this. So that didn't help him much in popularity. He was popular in the inner circles. He was nowhere near as popular as Joe Louis. He went to the middleweight division in 1952, and in the year of 1952, only around 25,000 articles surfaced in 3 countries on Sugar Ray Robinson. Joe Louis had been retired and even beaten by Rocky Marciano, yet there was still well over 100,000 articles written on Joe Louis in 3 countries. The guy to take the place of Louis was Rocky Marciano. Joe Louis was, however, still more popular than Marciano throughout the 1950s, but Marciano was close enough in popularity to perhaps get the nod as the face of boxing. Plus, it was Marciano who was now bringing in the most money to the sport, which goes back to the original definition, not your created fanboy definition. I'm talking about the business definition of being the face of a company. You guys say boxing is business, so I'm going with the actual definition, not your made-up definition. After Marciano, it was Muhammad Ali. Floyd Patterson and Sonny Liston was bringing more money to the sport after Marciano retired, but these guys were never proven to be the faces of boxing. Floyd Patterson had too many setbacks. Sonny Liston only had 1 defense of the heavyweight championship. Many fight fans wanted to see Rocky Marciano come back. By 1963, 1960 Olympic gold medalist Ali was appearing on TV and radio shows more than Liston. He was definitely the man in boxing. Muhammad Ali has been viewed over 1 billion times, billion views, 6 times or more. 5 times as an active fighter, he was viewed over 1 billion. He had over 1 billion viewership on TV, which had nothing to do with the pay-per-view model. Muhammad Ali versus Spinks, 2 billion. Ali versus Larry Holmes, 2 billion. And this is why I would maybe place Larry Holmes on the list, being on the B side of a 2 million viewership. You guys are talking about 1.2. Now, this is just viewership, right? You guys are talking over a little over 1 million for Tank Davis. Ali, though it was not a pay-per-view platform, had over 1 billion people viewing him. In fact, he had 2 billion. He had over 2 billion people. There's a big difference in 2 billion and 1.2 million. 2 billion now, right? There's a big difference when it comes to viewership. The pay-per-view model wasn't like it is now back then. Okay, so that's not even comparable. In fact, it's way off, right? And there was 4 other times that Ali was viewed over 1 billion times, right? So what I expect Tank Davis to do is to do some of the things that the guys on the list that I mentioned did, which is Jack Johnson, Dempsey, Louis Marciano, Ali, Holmes, Sugar Ray Leonard, Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather, and perhaps maybe Canelo Alvarez. Me personally, I have never placed Canelo Alvarez as the face of boxing, but if there is a legitimate discussion on who the face of boxing is, I would say Canelo Alvarez would be the most legit person when it comes, because he is an outlier in what the original definition is. He's been more consistent than Tank Davis. But if you guys want to say that Tank Davis is the face of boxing, then I expect him to fight the best. I expect him to go after and get him some hardware. He's got to be a champion, number one, because all the rest of these guys that have ever been a face of boxing has had some kind of championship and has had some kind of championship reign. They didn't fight them all. Not all of them fought them all. Ali perhaps might have fought them all. Some people might want to bring in that guy from Cuba, but he wasn't a professional boxer over here. Floyd Mayweather, there were some guys that he didn't fight. Mike Tyson, he didn't fight them all. He didn't fight Ray Mercer. He didn't fight Riddick Bowe. He didn't. There's a lot of them that he didn't fight.
Hold on,
Leonard.
hold on, Blood. I want to address something right quick. Let me get this super chat, and then let me get to this Flex BX, because Flex BX is rebutting what you're saying. And I know you're gonna eat him alive on this one. Shout out to Jamie Nieto for dropping that half a dub. He said couldn't have said it better. On the FOB, he said I'm a Tank fan, but he doesn't surpass Canelo based on one fight. You know, with they he said with their guy, with their huge following as well. He said, I know people hate Canelo punching in the air. He said, can't wait to replace him. Okay, thanks, Jamie Nieto. And now Flex BX say this. He said, this dude is talking free TV compared to pay-per-view. So I think what he's saying is you don't know what the fuck you talking about blood boxing because you're comparing free TV versus pay-per-view. I don't think he know what closed circuit is. But what say you about that? Because that's what he's saying, and I think he's lost in the sauce. But go ahead. And another guy's
circuit is a form of pay-per-view. Pay-per-view has been in existence since 1961. Okay, go back and you put it in. It's either 1960 or 61. It was for Floyd Patterson. Closed circuit and all of that stuff is a part of pay-per-view. Pay-per-view has been transformed over the decades, man. Right. Plus, anyways, what's the point that this guy's trying to make, anyways? You know, viewership is viewership, and Ali was way more popular. He was an outlier. Okay, he had 2 billion views. Tank Davis had 1.3 in a new module of doing things. Well, pay-per-view has changed. Closed circuit is a form of pay-per-view. You need to look up closed circuit, understand what that is, right? And you could see. Just put in your Google search engine right now. Was closed circuit pay-per-view. It's a form of pay-per-view. It's an earlier form of pay-per-view, dude. Right? So you don't know what you're talking about. That's not the point I was trying to make anyway. Right? You letting the fanboyism in you cloud your judgment on what I'm trying to say. I'm saying that if Tank Davis is the face of boxing, okay, if you want to put him as the face of boxing, go right ahead. Coach Malachi just said, too, that, hey, he don't got no problem with you guys labeling Tank Davis or Canelo Alvarez as the face of boxing. I'm not going to label him because I've done much more reading than you. And if I ever was on any kind of panel with you, I'll blow you out the water on any kind of boxing discussion because you don't know what you're talking. You don't even know what pay-per-view is, right? You don't know how long it's been around. I know all that stuff, right? So I'm just telling you now that he has to behave like past faces of boxing. I said that faces of boxing could be, it could be pretty versatile. There's room for versatility there. People might view it differently. For me, it's Jack Johnson, Jack Dempsey, Joe Louis, Rocky Marciano, Ali, Larry Holmes, maybe Sugar Ray Leonard, Mike Tyson. You could throw Evander Holyfield in there, Floyd Mayweather, and perhaps Canelo Alvarez. That's about it, right? I don't have Sugar Ray Robinson in there. I don't have Henry Armstrong in there because there was dominant heavyweights in the atmosphere that defined the real definition of face-of more so than they did because they were bringing more money to the sport and things like that. There could only be one. This is not a plural thing, right? If you guys want to change that up too, you guys can. But in the past, it was never that, right?
Oh no, you know what? You know it'd be very interesting. I want these guys to call into the show and tell me what the definition of a face of boxing is. This gonna be lovely. This gonna be lovely because I would love for you guys to call into the show and tell me what the face of boxing is. What the definition is. Just tell me. And I don't want you to say nothing that you heard, Booger Ray Leonard say or whatever the case may be. Tell me what the face of boxing is. Oh, I want to hear this. I want to hear this. And not only that, what is the responsibility? I got two questions. What is the responsibility of someone who's the face of boxing? Responsibility. And what is required of someone to be the face of boxing? Well, I guess that's the same thing. What is required and what is the responsibility? Okay, and what does that mean? What does that mean? Yo, as a matter of fact, what does it mean to be the face of boxing? So please, I'm gonna open up these phone lines. I want you guys to call in. What does it mean to be the face of boxing? The key word is consistency. So I just gave you a hint on that. What does it mean to be the face of boxing? Be the face of boxing. I'm writing this down right now, blood. Hold on. Mm-hmm. And what is the responsibility? Oh, I mean, this is gonna be fun today. What's the responsibility of the face of boxing? Phone lines open. 530-494-9636. I want to hear this shit right here. Lord, I want to hear this. I really do want to hear this here. Maybe someone can educate. I want to hear this. Hold on, blood. We got a call calling in. Got a call. Okay. I want to hear this. I want to hear this. Please answer this question. Please. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Unbiased fan, coach. Good afternoon, per usual.
Unbiased fan. Talk to me, fam.
I'm gonna make this short.
Do you have any answers to the questions?
Absolutely. That's the only reason why I'm calling. I'm gonna give you the answer there and keep it moving before everybody starts giving you the bullshit answers. I want to give you the real one. Face of boxing is 4 criteria. 1, skill set. 2, accolades and accomplishments. 3, popularity. And 4, damn, what was 4? I had it all. Oh, 4, skill set, accomplishment, popularity. Oh, and get revenue generating from not only himself, but the other fighter, creating the other fighter's biggest payday. That criteria has been added in the newer generation. But those are the 4 things that creates the cash cow, aka face of boxing.
What about
Tank is missing 2?
Hold on. What is okay? So popularity, skill set, accomplishment, and what else?
And revenue generator for self and creating the biggest payday for their opponent. So let me ask you this: what about consistency? Is the face of boxing a one-off? Meaning if you do it one time, but you cannot replicate that success. Examples are Floyd Mayweather. Examples are Oscar De La Hoya. Examples are Mike Tyson. If you cannot, is consistency in there, or is it just if you did it one time and I think the accomplishment is. I think consistency is part of the accomplishment. Being consistent is an accomplishment itself. So I think that covers accomplishment. Well, someone could say, well, you accomplished it one time. That's why I say, accomplishment could be very broad. I accomplished this one time. So you're talking about accomplishments over a period of time. Is that what you're saying? That's correct. I mean, like, if you can't just win a title one time and that's it. No, accomplishments is an ongoing thing, because the title can easily be lost. Okay. Blood. What say you about that?
I would take off the skill set thing, because skills are interpreted different by different fight fans. What Stephen Brimley considers skill, I might not consider skill. So I'll take the skill set thing off of there. Okay. You would take skill. I mean, but you would take skill set off. I mean, because you gotta have talent. You gotta have skills. Well, you don't get to that point without skills. You have to have skills to be successful in boxing altogether. But to be the face of, I think I'm going to the original definition of being the face of a business. You guys say boxing is a business, and right here it says bring awareness to the business, generate leads, make sales, and drive revenue. It mostly has to do with popularity and bringing money is what it has to do with, not skills. All right. Hey, you know what? You could keep it there, Stephen Brimley. You could keep it right there, though. If you believe skills, you will say, me and you could have a debate on certain fighters out there that you might think is skilled that I don't think is skilled. So that's what I'm saying. So I take the fully understood, but I don't think it's. But if you don't have skills, you don't get to the other things, though. So you gotta have that first. Before you get to the other things. There's been plenty of fighters who people say don't have skills, such as Deontay Wilder. Some people say he has skills. Some people say he doesn't. Yet he's been successful. But so some people will say that he's successful, but he never made it. He never made it to that pinnacle. What about a Jake Paul?
What,
Yeah,
what about a Jake Paul?
Skills
those are the anomalies. Those are
don't belong, Brimley. But it's good. If you want to put it there, go ahead.
All right.
I'm gonna keep it. I respect what you're saying. It makes a good point, but I'm gonna keep it because you gotta have that to even get in the conversation.
Okay. All right, but shout out to Stephen Brennan, man. We got other calls calling in. Salute, fam.
Bless.
Hey, hold on. What about Jake Paul? Bobo? Hey, listen, I got this kid. My next door neighbor. He was like 13. He was like 11 years old. Boy, Jake Paul, you can't tell him nothing, boy. Jake Paul, he told me Jake Paul was the face of boxing. Anyways, hold on. Call her on the phone. Hey, y'all call it. Y'all call back. Call the show. Yeah, man. I like motherfucker may say, Jake Paul, he was doing pay-per-views at one point, and he was doing better than a lot of. He's doing better than a lot of these guys that's in boxing right now doing pay-per-views. So, and he's popular and all that stuff there, and yada yada yada. He doing pretty good gigs. He ain't doing what Tank and Ryan did this one time, but you get what I'm saying though. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's up, man? This is Laro from A-Town, bro. How y'all doing, man?
What's your name, fam?
Laro.
Laro from A-Town. Talk to me.
Hey, what's up? Hey, man, here's the thing, right? This is how I feel about the face of boxing. Mm-hmm. Now, Tank has certain qualities about himself. He's not that articulate. He drug old girl at the gym. He got a couple of strikes against him, right? Okay, everybody has strikes against him. But what y'all have to realize, he shouldn't have to fight an Hispanic person to get the clout that he needs. He's been knocking everybody out. He hasn't ducked anybody like Haney. He hasn't, been out. Y'all just have to chill with the historical references. And I'm talking about your guests, bro. I mean, y'all just act like that this Haney train, and I know y'all kind of biased sometimes, bro.
Wait, brother. You going off. You talking about Haney. You talking about Tank Davis, what he did personal and all that stuff there. We're not talking about that. I'm asking you, the question is, what does it mean to be the face of boxing, sir? And what is the responsibility of the face of someone that's the face of boxing?
Okay.
That's the question. I know you're a diehard Tank Davis fan. I get it. I get your angle. But get your feelings out of that and just focus on the subject matter. That's all I'm asking. But go ahead.
Oh, okay. So what I feel like the face of boxing should be is to beat your opponent and not duck anybody. And that's exactly what Tank has done. Now, as far as having endorsements from outside folks, he can't help that because where he's from and who he is. He can't control that part of it. He can't go out and have part.
So to get this straight, you feel that the face of boxing is someone who knocks everybody out and don't duck anybody. That's your definition?
He's the one that everybody wants to see now.
Okay. All right.
That's the reason why your numbers. That's the reason why your numbers can jump after a Tank fight versus anybody else. Everybody talks about Tank.
How long have you been watching me, sir?
This is probably 3 weeks, leading up to the fight.
You've been watching me 3 weeks.
So about 3. So about 3 weeks leading up to the fight.
So hear me out. So right now, Laro, you're speaking out of ignorance. I'm gonna tell you why. Because if you've been watching me for a while, I have done numbers bigger than this before in 2021. You don't know that because you've been watching me for 3 weeks. You get what I'm saying? And the way this thing goes on social media, anything that's a hot topic can do good numbers, but at the end of the day, it's the guest that the people tune into, and the guest has to be entertaining enough in order to be able to draw a crowd. It has to be some kind of skill set, something that I know. If that's,
I would like that.
So you can watch me 3 weeks. You don't know what you're talking about.
I would like to ask you one last question. For over the last year and a half, right? What fight have we watched besides the Tank fight that has had this much electricity before and after the fight?
Yeah,
I'm gonna jump off the line.
Yeah, Canelo. That's easy. Canelo and Caleb Plant.
It had more. Or just as much?
You said just as much. You say the Canelo and Caleb Plant. When I did Canelo, Caleb Plant had that fight party leading up to that fight. I do what I normally do, promote the fight. The Canelo Caleb Plant fight was massive. It didn't do what Tank and Ryan did, but on the social media tip, yes, Canelo Caleb Plant was huge. I had some hell of a numbers on that leading up to that because it was a historical moment. Because Canelo was fighting for undisputed.
Hey, well, I'm gonna jump off, man. Look, I like your channel. It's just been 3 weeks, but I'll be around a lot more. Okay.
All right. Shout out to Laura from Ace
Thank
Town.
you,
Salute. Hold on. So this dude right here. Hold on, brother. Let me get the super chat. GM said that he said 2 billion is capped. Y'all smoking wet. Lord have mercy. Shout out to Jim for dropping that quarter of a dub. He said GM is capped. Y'all smoking wet. So you have any information that can refute that, sir? Like, Lil, I want like y'all please come with receipts. Like I want to like what information have you found? Please. Caller, what's your name and you're calling from?
Okay, hold on. My name is Ken from New York.
Ken from New York, talk to me.
Turn the TV down real quick. Yo, what up, Malachi? What's up, what's the guy's name?
Blood.
Yeah, I can't see it now. Blood. Okay, Blood. What's going on? I'm gonna make this simple because I think this is a simple question. I think the way you answer this is like you go and you ask a casual fan who don't know about boxing, who's the man in boxing, and they give you a name, and you go ask a boxing diehard who's the man in boxing, and they give you a name. If the two names match up, that's the face of boxing right there. Plain and simple. You know what I'm saying?
So your definition of the face of boxing is what? I just want to make sure I got it correct. Repeat it, please, sir.
You ask a casual fan who's the man in boxing, and they give you a name.
Casual.
And you ask a diehard boxing fan who's the man in boxing, and they give you a name. And if the names match up, that's the face of boxing, basically. You know what I mean?
So you say the casual fan gives you a name, and the hardcore fan gives you a name.
Boxing fan, yeah.
And that's the face of boxing.
That's the face of boxing.
Okay, all right. Shout out to Ken from New York. Salute to you, fam.
Yeah,
thank you for calling the show.
Most of the titles, you don't know who got the titles most of the time. I don't know why, but people don't pay attention to titles like that no more. So titles don't mean as much as they used to.
Okay, all right. All right. Salute to you, fam. Blood, this is very interesting.
I just placed in the link too. I placed my receipts on that 2 billion viewership with Ali. I put it in there. I put it in the chat. So you guys look at retro boxing and documentaries. You could look at the top 10 view. Larry Holmes versus Ali did 2 billion viewers in viewership. That's all I'm saying.
Viewership, yeah. So yeah. Anyway, so if anybody can refute that, have any receipts, please do. Please do. If anybody have any receipts that can refute that, I'll send you $100 cash out right now. Just come with some receipts. Don't come with nothing that a YouTube channel said or your baby mama said or whatever the case may be. Come with some receipts, and I'll send you $100 cash out right now. This is too fucking easy. Please call the show 530-494-9636. 530-494-9636. Please call the show. Come get these $100. I'm anxious to send it to you. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Coach Malachi Willie Cole from Houston, Texas.
Man, Willie Cole, man, you used to talk to me, fam. Willie Cole, talk to me. He on the phone up.
Unknown caller.
Willie Cole, Willie, you on the phone up, man. Blood, this very educational today. Very educational today. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah.
Mayday.
Where you calling from? Palm Springs. Mayday from Palm Springs.
Palm Springs. Yes, sir. So, as far as criteria for face of boxing.
Yes, sir. What does it mean? What does it mean to be the face of boxing? That's the question. And what is the responsibility of someone that's the face of boxing?
Well, if you look at the history of the previous faces of boxing, you look at Floyd, you look at Mike Tyson, you look at Sugar Ray Leonard, I believe it takes somebody at least a decade to become the face of boxing, because that's what it took for each of those individuals, at least the peak of it. You know, Canelo's sort of at his peak, so I feel like Canelo is still the face of boxing. You know what I'm saying? If you just look at what they transcend, like household. Tank isn't a household name just yet. If Ryan would have beat Tank, he could have been the face of boxing. You know, eventually. You look at Oscar De La Hoya.
You sound muffled, brother. You sound very muffled. Like you sound muffled, bro.
Give me 1 second. Brother, can you hear me?
I can hear you a little bit better.
Is that better? Is that better, brother?
Yes, sir. It sounds better. Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. So if you just look at like De La Hoya, you know what I'm saying? Look at all the people who transcended, you know what I'm saying, to be the face of boxing. It was De La Hoya before it was Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Like, De La Hoya bought everybody out. De La Hoya fought everyone. You look at Mike Tyson, you know what I'm saying, from start to finish up until he had his, demise in the ring. You know, he was the face of boxing. He was world renowned. You know, it takes to be known on a world level, and Tank isn't necessarily known on the world level. You know, a lot of people just really found out who Tank was when he fought Ryan. You know, if you look at the general population, they just found out who he was. You know, so Tank isn't necessarily the face of boxing. Does he have the opportunity to be? Yes, but from what he's been saying, I don't think he's gonna stick around long enough to be that household name so much. You know what I'm saying? So I believe criteria wise, it takes being a household name. It takes breaking generations. Like, you have to be known amongst generations, like Floyd did, like Oscar did. You know, it's kids that's 10 years old that know who Oscar is, that know who Floyd is, that know who Mike Tyson is. You know, it takes somebody like, for example, like, even when you leave boxing, people still know who you are. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Tank is there just yet.
So what you're saying is consistency. Like, what you do on a consistent level throughout a duration of time will determine that.
Yes, sir. It's not something that can just be had for 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe Tank really just started getting his real fame about 3-4 years ago after he knocked out Leo. So he's not quite there yet. Does he have the potential? Yes, he has all the potential in the world right now to be the face of boxing, but he is not that. It is still Canelo. Canelo is still the blockbuster boxing, world-renowned boxer in the world. You know what I'm saying? You don't see Tank at those huge celebrity events yet. Those doors haven't opened for him yet. Are they coming? Yes, it's coming, but he hasn't transcended across. You know what I'm saying? That door hasn't been opened for him yet.
All right. Well, okay. Well, thank you for calling the show. Shout out to Mayday conference.
He had the best one, Coach. The best one so far. I'll tell you what. Let me add Oscar De La Hoya. I'm sorry. I'd like to actually thank that last caller because I forgot to add Oscar De La Hoya to. I do believe Oscar De La Hoya. He was a face of boxing.
Yeah, Oscar De La Hoya. De La Hoya definitely was. I know you have. They transcended the sport. De La Hoya, yeah, definitely the Golden Boy.
The Golden Boy was a face of boxing.
Yeah, the Golden Boy.
Great call, man.
He passed the torch to Floyd. Caller, what's the name? Where you calling from?
Salute, Coach, man. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, salute, Mr. Blood, man, and salute to everybody.
For the viewers, what's your name? Where you calling from?
It's Butch, man.
All right, but for the viewers may not know who you're. Butch, you're calling from London.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. Butch Cassidy.
All right, Butch Cassidy, talk to me. London, talk to me.
Yes, man. You wanted to speak on the criteria of the face of boxing. Well,
the question is, what does it mean to be the face of boxing? And then what is the responsibility of someone that's the face of boxing?
Okay, what it means to be the face of boxing is you have to me, innit, you have to reach every type of demographic. As in, like, you have guys like Mike Tyson and all these other guys that used to go to different countries and fight some of the top guys over there and to go and take those fans. You get me? You have to gravitate towards the old fans and the youthful fans of today. You know what I'm saying to you?
You sound muffled, Cassidy, but we're trying to make out what you're saying. You sound very muffled, bro. I can't understand nothing you're saying, but we're gonna try to work through it. But go ahead.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you sound clear. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Like I said, you have to. To me, what the face of boxing means is that, like, you have to be, like you said, you have to be consistent with what you're doing. You have to be doing certain things multiple times on a consistent level where everybody in different demographics know of you. Like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, he can go. Someone like Mike Tyson can go to any type of country and fight anyone there and bring joy out of a certain crowd. You have to be putting on monumental events. Remember events. You understand what I'm saying to you? And like someone like Canelo Alvarez, You have to be living a life of a boxer outside of the ring. Also being inside of the ring. You know what I'm saying to you? You have to have type of different endorsements. You have to have, like I said before, different demographics know you. People from Asia, people from Europe, people from America just know you. That's the thing where I don't really like. You can be the face of American boxing, but to be the face of the whole sport, you have to be fighting. You have to be fighting the top guys that come from all types of different walks of the earth. You know what I'm saying to you?
You got to
like
basically what you're
consistent.
saying. Basically, he's saying you got to be like a global icon.
You have to be a global icon,
Globally, yeah.
and you have to be remembered. You have to be remembered. Like, I don't see, like, for example, like I said, it's not, you're speaking on, I'm not here to speak on any other fight or anything like that. I don't want to get off topic or nothing like that, but I'm just putting like Wilder, for example. He wasn't, not to say he was the face of boxing, but I'm saying like there's a statue, there's a memorable statue of someone like Wilder, you know what I'm saying? In Mexico, someone like Canelo Alvarez. He could say he's the face of boxing. Like Anthony Joshua over here in England, he could say he's the face of boxing. Someone like Tank Davis, he has the right makeup. He has to be marketed. You have to be marketed properly to be the face of boxing also. These guys, coach, you speak to these guys and tell them to stop coming here with their low hype.
I need you to get to your points because we got other calls calling in, Cassidy.
Oh, no problem. No, that's cool. No problem, coach. That's my idea of the face of boxing. You have to be remembered from all over the different walks of the earth. You know what I'm saying to you?
Okay.
When you speak to someone across the country, they'll know who you are. That's my type of
all right.
What the face of boxing is.
All right, shout out to Cassidy from London. Salute, fam.
Thanks.
This is very interesting, blood. Carla, what's your name? You're calling from?
Coach Malachi, let's try this again. Willie Cole from Houston.
All right, Willie Cole from Houston.
Brother?
Talk to me, fam.
How you doing, blood? Hey,
how's it going, my brother?
Coach. Oh, it's all right, brother. It's all right. Listen, I've been listening, and I want to bring something to the forefront that I think there's a lot of people missing this point that might not clearly understand. So you've already broke down what closed circuit is. You used the example of Muhammad Ali, Joe Louis, all the way down to Floyd Mayweather, maybe Canelo. So I just want to know if I'm understanding this right of what I was under the assumption that the face of boxing was. So I'll start at Joe Louis because that's where I kind of started reading about and understanding what marketability was. And Joe Louis not only was a great fighter and became the face of boxing on a few fronts, and the one that really, I believe, launched him into that on the stage as being the face of boxing when he was in the military. Although he didn't do any fighting anywhere, doing the exhibition fights, he was still considered part of the U.S. military. And he was marketed that way for the longest. And, you can't take anything away from Joe Louis. Joe Louis is one of the greatest fighters of all time. So my purpose of making that point is this, Blood. Maybe the face of boxing should be someone who can be marketed as such, right? And it doesn't matter matter what the demeanor is, villain or hero, if you're able to be marketed, because we all know with marketing comes the reward of pay, right? And the pay-per-view buys and all that, of course, it's not going to equate to what it was back in those days, because closed circuit, our ABCs and NBCs and all of that, if that was actually part of what was going on today, we probably would be able to actually say, yeah, we do have a face of boxing. But because we don't acquire those numbers anymore or require those numbers anymore, it's hard to determine who's the face of boxing. So I believe the face of boxing should be someone who can be marketed as whatever demeanor they decide to market him as, someone who takes all of his challenges. And I think the most important thing outside of both of those is being a champion and sustaining being a champion. And I think that's all the criteria that all the boxers that you guys have mentioned has kept and has held. And I think the reason why we don't necessarily have a real face of boxing today. I mean, that's just.
So two things I want to say before I let you go. So can the face of boxing be someone that is globally? Is it possible to be the face of a global sport without that fighter being known globally?
If you want my opinion, Coach, that's kind of hard to. In my opinion, I'm going to say the answer is going to be no. Right?
That's the correct. That's the correct answer.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the correct
answer. You're going to have, different people have different assessments of that, and I believe you can't be the face of boxing in a global sport and not be known globally. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't know Tank. Everybody don't know Spence and Crawford around the world.
That's true.
In specific regions, yeah. But it depends on who they're fighting, what they're fighting for, and what's the image that they're being marketed as. And we don't have any definitive answers on any of that with our boxers today. So, do we really have a face of boxing? In my opinion, I say no. I don't think we have a face of boxing today. We got good boxers, great boxers, but I don't think
I agree with you, brother.
That's all, Coach. That's all I had.
All right, shout out to Willie Cole. Salute, Houston, stand up.
Shout out to Willie, man.
It's kind of. I didn't. You said I threw that monkey wrench in there. Is it possible for you to be the face of a global? That's the
valid point, though, Coach.
Of a global sport if you're not known globally.
Yeah, you have to be known. If boxing is a global sport, so you should be known globally, like an Ali. But, that's a good point.
Can anybody call in the show and get around that? Can you get around that? What I'm hearing is different definitions. And stuff like that. I'm hearing different definitions. No one has really answered what does it mean to be what does it mean to be the face of boxing? The boxing is a global sport, so you have to be known globally. That's the answer. I just gave the answer on that. And what is the responsibility of someone that's considered the face of a global sport, which is boxing? Hold on, Blood. We got another call calling in. I'm learning a lot today, but I had to throw that out there because no one was saying that. I'll call her. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Coach, what's going on? Blood, what's going on? This Casino Life Prayers from Atlanta.
Casino, talk to me, my brother.
Salute, bro.
Man, I really like what that last caller was saying, and I like the conclusion. There ain't no face of boxing right now. And I want to elaborate on that. Like, it's really because boxing ain't what it used to be. You see what I'm saying? So it's gonna be kind of hard for somebody to get the whole world to know them when the whole world don't even watch boxing. You see what I'm saying? And I can name a face of every country. Like, if we want to, like, the face of Mexico is Canelo, but like a lot of people are saying Canelo is the face of boxing. But where I'm from, if Canelo came to Walmart, like, somebody might recognize him, and then people will start coming over there. But on some real shit, like, if he came to Walmart where I'm from, like, I don't think it would I don't even think people would even know what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
What's the demographics of the people who at the Walmart that you're talking about?
I'm from an all black, like, I'm from an all black community. So, okay. Like, but I would say in America, I would say right now it is Tank. And one thing I want to say about, like, all right, the difference in, I'm not saying there's no face of boxing, but if there's somebody who is headed more towards being the face of boxing, I would say that this fight brought so much, like, the popularity, like, its popularity is on another level when it comes to, like, the casuals. Like, when I hear a lot of people talk, I don't think people realize that how many people don't know these boxers. But, like, I know people don't know AJ because I talk about AJ and niggas don't know people don't even know the boxers today. Like, the general person, like, we on a boxing channel, so we all know all these niggas. But outside of a boxing channel, bro, people don't know none of these niggas.
So I want to stick to the original questions. What does it mean to be the face of boxing? I want you to take this into consideration. Okay. Boxing is a global sport. Is it
It
possible?
would have to be. You have to be globally known.
You have to be globally known. That's one. So we got that. That's a gimme right there. And what is the responsibility of someone that is considered the face of boxing?
I mean, I guess. Put on the biggest fight. It ain't like really just to put on the biggest fight. It ain't about. It ain't got to be the best opponent. It just got to be the biggest fight. Like, as long as that shit's selling, and it's you know what I'm saying? Like. It ain't got to be, but you ain't gonna make a big fight without it being a good opponent in the first place. But it ain't got to be, you know what I'm saying? It just got to be, you got to be consistently giving big fights. You know what I'm saying? But right now, I don't think it's no face of boxing because boxing ain't even big. It's not even like a top sport like that. Like, people watch other shit more than boxing. So, and then like regular people don't just know a lot of these boxers.
Okay, all right. So we got other calls calling in, but right. Your point well taken. Shout out to Casino Life Prayer. Salute, fam.
Salute, bro. Good point.
I'm trying to let everybody get the calls in. So, caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
What up, Coach? It's Tone.
Tone, talk to me.
Yeah, so the question is, he said, what is the face of boxing and what does it mean?
Yeah, what does it mean to be the face of boxing? That's one. Boxing is a global sport. Take that into consideration. And what is the responsibility of someone that is the face of boxing?
Yeah, to me, what does it mean to be the face of boxing? Means every single one of your fights are now an event. It's now an attraction. Gervonta Davis, his fights are now an absolute event because Gervonta is knocking niggas out. The reason why Floyd Money Mayweather became the face of boxing without knocking niggas out, because Floyd Money Mayweather knew how to market. Floyd Money Mayweather went to Dancing with the Stars. Floyd Money Mayweather went to the WWE. Before him, Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya was the face of boxing because he beat Chavez twice. And he had a whole country of Mexico that kind of rallied behind Oscar De La Hoya. I know he got hate, but I know Mexicans still fuck with Oscar De La Hoya. With Gervonta Davis, he is exciting. He is knocking niggas out. That's his ticket to being a face of boxing. It's a movie, and the youth have a lot to do with that. Coach, when you were younger, like 50, or I don't know when you started watching boxing, what was your first pay-per-view event that you saw, Coach?
I watched Closed Circuit when I was growing up. We used to watch Closed Circuit, which was like pay-per-view. I think the first pay-per-view fight I saw was Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson fight.
Mike Tyson. How old were you?
I was a teenager. I don't remember. I was a teenager.
Okay, so
I was a teenager.
A teenager last weekend, the same feeling in the moment that you got when you watch Iron Mike Tyson, a teenager in this generation got that same feeling when they saw Gervonta Davis knock out Ryan Garcia. All them TikTok niggas, the social media boxing fans, some of them, that was their first fight that they ever watched. In the youth, just like in hip-hop, you a Scarface nigga, I'm a Scarface nigga. I think Scarface one of the coldest. But to that young 15-year-old nigga, they're going to think NBA Youngboy is the face of hip-hop. And we can't argue because it's their generation. This is Tank's era until Canelo Alvarez fights David Benavidez, which is his last big fight. Because if he fights Bivol, that's not a big fight. If he fights David Benavidez, yes, Canelo will take over the face of boxing again because that's going to be an event. There's no other payday that Canelo can get outside of David Benavidez that's going to make him the face of boxing again.
So what is your answer? So your answer is, what does it mean to be the face of boxing? Your answer is what?
An event.
Okay.
An event. Every time you fight, it's an event.
Okay.
Celebrity, movie. You transcend the youth.
Okay,
the youth is pushing you.
Okay,
the youth is pushing
the face of boxing
and the responsibility.
The responsibility. Go ahead.
Yeah, and the responsibility of the face of boxing is to keep entertaining and knocking niggas out. Keep entertaining and knocking niggas out.
Okay.
And in this generation, he has passed the threshold, and it's sad to say that because Devin Haney, the boxing Tim Duncan.
Yeah, well, I got other calls calling in too. But yeah, I got you. So you're saying to keep knocking niggas out and to keep and all your fights have to be an event. Okay, all right, I got you, Tone. Salute the Tone. Salute to Tone, the superstar.
So the face of boxing is to knock niggas out, right?
Hold on, let me get the super chat out of the way. Shout out to Vigilante. Okay. For dropping that quarter album. Bam, double your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He said Ryan and Tank sold 1 million pay-per-views because of both fighters. He said, when has Tank ever been close to 500,000 pay-per-view buys? Canelo is still the face of boxing. Tank cannot be yet. He said Tank can be, not yet though. Okay. Let me get the super chat. Let me get all the super chats out of the way. Learn it. We learning today, blood. We learning today. Shout out to Black 365 for doing the membership. We learning today. Oh man, this is Lord have mercy. Let's see. Shout out to Will. Dropping that. Bam, double your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Shout out to Will. He said, He said, I've always looked at the face of boxing as something comparable to a mascot. For example, Tiger Woods was to golf, and what Michael Jordan is to basketball. Perfect example. He said, when you hear the name associated with them, with their sport. So when you think of basketball, you think of you think of Michael Jordan. When you think of golf, you thought of Tiger Woods. When you think of and this is just globally recognized. You know what I mean? Globally recognized. People think of basketball. It was Jordan. It was MJ. You know what I mean? And so I think that's why I'm throwing hints out there. You have to be globally known. You know what I mean? Consistency. And I'm throwing hints out there, but I see what's going on. Carlos, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Troy Graham, Baltimore. How you be?
Troy from B-More, talk to me.
There's two ways, man. Two. Like you take the Leonards and the Oscars. They started from the ground up. They started from the amateurs. People knew them all the way to the pros, and they got endorsements, and they won the big fights. But they also lost the big fights, and then they build their resume and build themselves off of that. Because people love a winner, but people also love a comeback story, right? Then you take the Mike Tysons, the Hagler, the Hearns of the world. They came up in amateurs, but they fell short somewhere, and they were built in their hometowns or home cities, and they earned it brick by brick by brick. Where with Mike Tyson, it was a lot with shock and awe because he was knocking everybody out, right? Mm-hmm. That's how he was built. It was a rumor a while back that when he was coming up, he was Sonny Liston's family member or something like that, which was proven to be a lie. But he was fast, he was powerful, and he said some things that built him up. Hagler was every man. He was locked up. He worked construction. He couldn't get in. He had to get the government involved to get him to get a fight. Mm-hmm. I mean, to get the championship. Yeah. And
Chip O'Neal. Yeah, that was Chip O'Neal. Chip O'Neal.
Yeah. And he just earned it because people love stories, but people also love stories that are attached to a winner. And when you have to build it the hard way, like the Hearns, the Haglers, and a ton of fighters like it name, right? That's what makes you the face of boxing. When you're just a guy that just like nowadays, these cats don't have any stories. They might win, but who are they winning against and who the hell are you? Right? They don't have that backstory to back them up because nobody knows who the hell they are. Nobody. So there's really no face of boxing right now. Joshua is the face of boxing where he's from. And yes, or maybe on a global stage too, because he's, but over here, not so much. What's the other boy coach from Mexico? Canelo, right? He is the Mexican star. That's where it starts and finishes. He's not globally, he hasn't stepped out yet to where people can say, okay, well, people are going to run to go see him if he goes here, there, or there. But he's the top Mexican star over here in America. And as far as Tank is the urban star, which doesn't need any explanation, right? He's the urban hip hop star. So there's no one face of boxing. Everybody has a place, kind of like pieces on a puzzle board. Everybody fits in somewhere, but there's no one face. Yeah, you have a good day, bro.
All right, shout out to the program. Blood, you know what I found interesting?
What's that, brother?
Everybody have different answers.
We all have different answers, man. That's why I said that it's going to be one of the things.
I knew
that's going to be like pound for pound. It's going to be a personal.
I knew this was gonna be a good show because I said everybody got different answers. If you're a young cat, if you're a young black dude, Tank is the face of boxing because you're young and black. You from the hood. I think the key they leaving out is boxing is a global sport. So I think what it is they're looking at it is he's the face of us. That's what we recognize. And they think that he speaks, you know, what we believe speaks for the entire planet, you know, as it relates to the sport of a global sport. And I think that's where they totally missing the plot at. And I think they're fine with missing that plot. I get it. Trust me, I do get it. Leonard Ellaby has done a really good job. I got to take my hat off to him. Shout out to Jonathan. He said consistency is key. Tank has been consistent around 200,000 buys. Canelo has been around or over 600,000 buys. It's that simple, coach. Hey man, Jonathan, you make a valid point. You make a valid point on that one, brother. Shout out to Ricky Tiki Tabby for dropping that quarter over. Bam, dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Shout out to Rick Timms in the building. He said, "Great show today, coach." Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I knew this was going to be very interesting. Shout out to my sister Bless 365. Dropping that quarter over. Bam, dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He says Stank has been staying active, but he'll. I guess you're trying to say, but hell, I would be too if I was possibly about to do some time. She talking about time. Hey, shout out to Laro for dropping that quarter over. Bam, dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
I appreciate the quarter of a dub. He said, who does Tank have to knock out next? Say his name or shut up. Yeah, I know, Laro, I know you're a Tank Davis fanboy, my brother. You totally missing the plot. You know what I mean? I know you're in love with Tank, Laro. But I'm asking you to take away emotions out of it. I asked you 2 questions, and you totally missing the plot. So I get it. I get it. I do get it, my brother. You know, but say his name. You still haven't answered the question yet. You know what I mean? The question is, what does it mean to be the face of boxing? Well, no, you did answer the question. You gave your opinion on it. You was totally off the mark, but that's it. You know, so you want me to answer the question for you? No, you come up with the answer. Because you told a lot of point, but I appreciate the quarter of a dub, super chat. Thank you for watching me for 3 weeks. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Coach, it's Alfred in the Bay Area.
Alfred in the Bay, talk to me.
Oh, man, you know what? I'm just really glad that we finally have some decent numbers, actually great numbers for the States. Mm-hmm. I'm glad this did so well. It brought it, you know, I think it brought in more people. Sure, it brought in a lot of casuals, but I'm just wondering if it's sustainable, man. I mean, they're going to have to work some kind of rematch shit or at 140.
Let me ask you a question, sir.
Something.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What does it mean to be the face
ahead.
of what does it mean to be the face of boxing?
What it means to be the face of boxing is that you can sell those numbers on your own. You don't need a dance partner to do it with. In this case, those 2 guys need each other because they're not going to do these numbers by themselves. You know, now, you know, we don't know yet, but the face of boxing needs to be an elite fighter. This is pretty much what it's been: an elite fighter, a champion. You know, a great record, great resume, accolades, all that stuff, skills. Nowadays, it may mean social media following. I think we had this discussion with a couple of the guys at the gym, and unfortunately, we came to the consensus that if you want to be a star in the sport right now, you've got to be a fighter that's good, but have the notoriety on social media like a Jake Paul or a Ryan Garcia. Like, you've got to have that too. It's got to come with the package, or you're not gonna do these numbers.
So to be the face of boxing to you is you have to have a large social media presence globally. Because
nowadays,
boxing is a global sport. So I think that's the key. See, the key element it is boxing is a global sport, meaning that you are a fighter that's known all around the world. You're known globally. You know, all 196,940,000 square miles of the planet Earth. You're known globally. You know what I mean? You know, so so what does it mean to be what does it mean to be the face of boxing?
Yeah, well, listen. I can answer that question. Unfortunately, right now, because of modern times, and times are changing, because of modern times, we are faced with the fact that we need social media to push our brand, our message, anything we're marketing. You're on YouTube. You've got thousands of followers on YouTube. That's social media. You need to exploit social media to its fullest potential. You've got to be a character that's admired, well liked. Jake Paul isn't a great fighter, but he pulls those numbers.
Okay, so with Joe, can Jake Paul could be, put it this way. You watch basketball, right?
I do not anymore.
Okay, so did you used to watch basketball?
Yes.
How old are you?
I'm 47.
You're 47. In the 90s, 80s and 90s, 90s. Who was the face of basketball?
Well, Michael Jordan was the face of basketball, of course.
How do you know he was the face of basketball?
Well, he had the endorsements. He was on commercials. He was on TV. He was in your face every single time you turned on the television. If you watched MTV, if you watched the Channel 4 News, his face would be on it. You would drive down the street. There would be a billboard with Nike, Coca-Cola, whatever, you know. He was everywhere.
Was Michael Jordan known globally, would you say?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Did he carry the sport? Did he carry the sport of basketball? When you thought of basketball, did he carry the sport of basketball? In your opinion, would you say?
After Larry Bird and Magic Johnson and the Lakers died out, he carried that sport, man. He brought new fans into that sport. He made the sport bigger. I think he elevated the sport.
And my next question before I let you go: what is the responsibility of someone that would be the face of boxing? Global sport.
The integrity. You got to keep that integrity. You have to keep that integrity, man. Integrity is everything. Integrity, the definition of integrity is doing the right thing even when no one is looking. You have got the heavy is the crown, my friend. You have to perform. You have to set a very good example, set a good precedent. You have to be well liked, admired by the people. People have to like you. If you come in and you talk about how many Rolexes you're buying and how many watches, people don't like that shit. Michael Jordan didn't do that. People loved him. He inspired people. You need to have the same thing as the face of boxing. Okay. We need a new face of boxing. I think, you know, we'll see what Canelo does. He's still carrying the sport. You know, it's one little guy carrying the sport right now, and I hope that boxing could be a bigger thing in the States. I've been wanting it to happen for so long, and we need to adapt to the times. And social media is it. It's been proven. They proved that last weekend.
Okay.
So
all right. So what you're saying is there's a new definition for what you're saying about last weekend. Face of boxing definition has changed. It's different now. You don't have to be Michael Jordan was. You don't have to be a global icon in boxing. You just have to be popular in your city or your country, and that's on social media. That's what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that, like I said, you have to have integrity. You have to have all the accolades. You have to have all that, but you also now have to have the added value of social media. That's all.
Okay.
You have
all
to
right.
have
Shout out to Alfred.
Well, you don't have to be liked though, because Floyd Mayweather and Ali, they played the villain role. So
yeah,
you don't necessarily have to be liked. But I like what he said though.
Yeah, because Floyd Mayweather was a bad guy. Floyd Mayweather
was Ali.
Yeah, once he became Pretty Boy Floyd, he was the bad guy, and then Ali, you had people just come to see him, just to come see him lose. Tyson was a bad guy, and they was global. Right. They was global icons. Yeah. I think I would add in there. You would have to be a global icon. If you're not known globally, like MJ was, Tyson was, Jordan was, That's what I say, because that's what I can compare it to. But shout out to Alfred from the Bay. We got other calls. We got other calls calling in. Alfred been on for a minute.
Good
All right.
one, guys.
All right.
Man, Coach, this is very interesting, man. There's a lot of thoughts running through my head, man. I'm glad you did this.
Yeah. I mean, everybody have their own. What I'm noticing is everybody have their own definition. You know,
but no matter what the requirements are in their definition, it still has to be global, because boxing is a global sport.
Yeah,
so that's the key element right there.
And I keep saying it, but I think everybody's getting around that aspect of it. If you have a global sport, see, when you say you are the face of a global sport, that's the key word. The global sport. That means you're known in all corners of the earth as it relates to this particular sport. You know what I mean? And so, and I think people are mixing. Hey, I got so many thousand subscribers, on social media, so that means I'm known globally. No, that's not it. That's clearly not it.
No, being known globally is like when Michael Jordan was in the 1992 Olympics. He went into another country and he saw a big old billboard of himself in some foreign country.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Knockdown 305. Hey, okay. He said, Coach, keep teaching them. He said, you want blood like Run DMC or this shit. Run DMC, yeah. So I get it. I mean, I'm really loving this topic, man. I'm loving this topic because I knew we was gonna, everybody was gonna be all over the place, with this. Because I've been doing my research. And that's why I looked out. I said, let me give my brother a call, man. Shout out to Shad. Hey, okay. I'm dropping that quarter over. Bam, dub on your boy. He say, I agree with your answer, Coach. He said, which is why I still say Floyd is the face of boxing until another fighter gains the global fame he did. And that's the key thing is global. The key word is global. Is this fighter known globally? Is he carrying the sport? What examples can I give you? Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, Mike Tyson. Those are the examples. You get what I'm saying? I mean, I don't think anyone can argue that. You know what I mean? Hold on, I got another call. Look like I got another call here. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? Oh, somebody hung the phone up. Sorry about that, man. Damn. I had somebody on hold and didn't even realize it. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Al. I'm calling from DC.
You say Al from DC?
Yep.
Al from DC, talk to me.
How's it going, Coach? To me, I think the face of boxing, and like what you said, is whoever is recognized globally. And I think Mike Tyson was a really good example of that, coming from a boxing standpoint. And secondly, to talk about consistency, I think you need to consistently be facing the top tier competition in your weight class. And if you decide to go up in weight class, you got to be the top tier in competition in that weight class.
Okay.
Then once you beat them, even if you lose, like you show off and say, hey, I lost, but I came back won again, that makes you the new face of boxing, because it shows everyone that, hey, I can be the man. I can be the man that proves to everybody that I can beat somebody and still lose. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. What about what would you say? Shit, I ain't gonna lie, man. Like Manny Pacquiao, someone like a Manny Pacquiao, he's known globally. Right. People love him all over he's known for him to be such a small guy. He's known globally. To this day, they love Manny Pacquiao. Floyd Mayweather, like the other caller said, global, ambassadors of the sport, so to speak. They carry the sport, whether you hate them or love them or whatever the case may be. That's what I look at. That's what I'm looking at. I think what it is, I think the youth have a different criteria. The youth,
yeah, because
go ahead.
I'm kind of young. I'm 23. So like boxing for me, like growing up, Mayweather was the guy that I saw on my TV, and that was who my parents were like, hey, this is the face of boxing at the time. But my dad was like in the 90s, it was Mike Tyson. So for me, I think the face of boxing is all about who's everywhere, who's known globally, like you said, and who's drawing the most numbers. That's very important too. Numbers are important. Who's drawing the most fights and in the most oddball places. If Tyson went to Tokyo, I saw a documentary the other day, Tyson went to Japan.
Yeah.
And he sold that out. So that's very important. So that.
Yeah, Tyson was a global icon. I think what I'm gathering, and I'm gathering information on this right now as we speak, and when I get off the show, I think for the hood, for the projects, the urban streets in America, you know, some of those guys in the hood will look at what they would say Tank. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep.
But just because they would say Tank don't make it true. I mean, he's the face for them in the corners of their hoods and their neighborhoods and stuff like that. But from a global icon standpoint, you know, that's another ball game. And I think that's what the water don't get murky for me. It's clear for me. You know what I mean? I get it. But I don't think they're getting it. But that's fine. That's cool. I'm learning a lot though. I'm learning a lot. They helping me out with a lot of information right now. Shout out to Al from DC. Salute.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Let me get a super shout out the way, blood. Shout out to Shad for dropping that half for bam dub on your boy. He said another great point is when a younger person is in another country is asked why they started boxing. The answer should be they watch their current fighter doing it. Okay. All right. You make a good point there. Shout out to Two-Tone, the superstar, dropping that $2 super chat. He said Jordan was the face of the NBA before winning the ring. Okay. Let me see. Got another call coming in, blood. Got another call calling in. Blood. I'm taking notes, blood. Hey, caller,
yes,
what's the name of the caller from?
This is J-Rock from DC.
J-Rock, J-Rock, what's going on, man?
What's up, Coach? What's up?
Hey, what's happening, man? J-Rock, what's up, man?
Hey, you can hear me good because I'm driving right now and my exhaust kind of loud. So can you hear me?
Yeah, man. I can hear you.
All right, man. Yeah, I just wanted to come on and say what's up, blood, too. I don't know how anybody could come on this joint and dispute what Blood saying after the way he laid that joint out. Like, that's one. So I'm in no disagreement with Blood when it comes to what is the face of boxing.
Appreciate it, fam.
So that's one. Yeah. And then two, I think on the responsibility part, what a lot of those guys that you named did, they was pushing for greatness. So like,
you hit the nail right on the head, fam.
So like, you feel like people want to see. People want to see greatness, whether they looking at you like y'all said for you to fail at being great, or whether they supporting you in your greatness. They want to see greatness. So like, if you're not fighting what other people say are the best fighters, like Tank at 135, with Haney calling them out, and Tank my guy, that's my guy. But if you're not fighting them fighters, then it's like everybody you gonna fall back. People gonna start to fall back off.
You know what? I got something. I got something. I'm gonna come with a little twist on this, blood. Check this out. Guess what I'm gonna do, blood? Guess what we gonna do? We fixing to pull off Floyd Mayweather.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
I'm fixing to. Listen, we gonna put off Floyd Mayweather then. Let's put off Floyd because everybody loves Floyd, right? Everybody loves Floyd. Everybody like to use Floyd. They say Floyd was the face of boxing. Yada 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 yada. Okay, let's use Floyd. I'm finna pull Floyd up. Hey, hold on, my brother. Shout out to J-Rock from DC. Anything else you want to say, my brother?
Hey man, on the global aspect too, man, if you look at them cats back in man, Ali was over in Africa running with them people. You can't, man, come on. It don't get no more ground level and putting in work for you to be out in front of the people so people can support you. Like, that's a lot of what these boxers not doing. They not out in front of the people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, but listen, shout out to J-Rock from DC. Salute to you, fam. Blood, I got something for you. Blood, I got something for you when the show over with, man. I got something for you, brother. I got something for you, my brother. Shout out to Boston Lodges United. For dropping that quarter over. Bam, dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Hey, what to say about me? Say if AJ never lost to Ruiz at Madison Square Garden, he would have became the face. He would have had Europe, Africa, and the United States in his hands. Okay, all right, man. Shout out to what's the name? Muck 2. Shout out for dropping that $2 super chat. He said new sub here, coach. He said keep it going. Hey man, Muck 2, but I appreciate that, fam. I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, fam. Hold on. We got another caller calling in. I'm fixing to pull up. Okay, you know what? Because sometimes you got to be able to visualize it, blood. So let's pull up. Like I said before, let's pull him up since I know he resonate with a certain audience. Let's pull him up then. Shout out to hold on, caller, hold on. Shout out to Nick Gibson. Okay. Dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy. He said, so your pal Rick was wrong about the numbers again. He said, you guys trying to take shine away from Tank. He said, why? Tank is the biggest guy in boxing today. I don't know what you talking about, Nick. You say we trying to take shine away from Tank by asking about what does it mean to be the face of boxing and what is the responsibility of the face of boxing. Nick, I don't know if you're slow or are you stupid, but how do you interpret what does it mean to be the face of boxing and what is the responsibility of the face of boxing? How do you interpret that as saying we're trying to take shine away from Tank? I don't know if you are a Tank sexual or what, but sir, you are on the wrong channel, sir. Your comprehension skills, you got to get your comprehension skills up. If I offended you, Nick, feel free to unsubscribe and leave, okay? But yeah, you just said some dumbass shit just then. I don't know what the fuck you talking about on that. Anyways, yeah, he got some issues. That's okay. But if you want to unsubscribe, you can leave, Nick. I ain't tripping shit. I ain't tripping. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up, Coach? This Coach Eddie from ATL.
Coach Eddie from ATL, talk to me, fam.
Yes, sir. Great question today. To me, today, Ali's still the face of boxing. And the reason why I say that, because he did it on some real stuff. Mm-hmm. He didn't do it with no gimmick. You know what I'm talking about? He came out, he won all the fights, and he had a real cause that he championed. You know, he's heavy in the civil rights movement. You know, you can look in the history book and you can find Muhammad Ali, everything that he did. Like I said, he was a people person. He was a global champion. He went to England and fought. He went to Africa and fought. He was a world champion. He fought all comers, didn't turn nobody down. And he's still the champion of boxing. I mean, the face of boxing. Tank has a great opportunity to do something similar to that. You know, he can champion a cause in his own community. He talked about how hard it is to grow up in Baltimore. He can turn that city upside down. He could possibly even run for public office in that city because they love him just that much. But I think he needs to travel a little bit more so he can be the face of boxing. Maybe go to Japan and fight the monster. You know, maybe the people in Japan get a chance to look at him. Maybe travel to Africa and put a fight on in Africa for some of the people in Africa. And that could definitely bolster his profile to become that face of boxing. Like, to me, Floyd Mayweather, people love Floyd, but Floyd can't go nowhere without a bodyguard, man. You know, Floyd did it like he's a money man, no doubt, but it was a gimmick. You know what I'm talking about? It was a gimmick. He's going from pretty boy to Floyd the Money Mayweather. But Gervonta Davis, he's genuine. He's a genuine kid, genuine boxer. He started to grow on me. I started liking. He seemed to be real humble, seemed to be real grounded, and he has an opportunity. Somebody can guide him in that right direction where he can become the next, one of the face of boxing, because it will always be Ali. It will never, ever, you mention boxing, it's always going to be Muhammad Ali. Amen. That's my opinion, Coach.
Okay. All right. Shout out to Eddie from Coach Eddie from ATL. Salute to you, my brother.
You're right, though. There ain't been no face like Ali, though. There ain't never been a face like Ali since.
I mean, hell, you look at people who the most popular fighters, like the Floyd Mayweather and stuff, those guys, their favorite fighter is well, I don't know about Floyd, but everybody you ask to be Ali. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Will, this is Rick in Houston.
Man, Rick from A-Town. Talk to me, my brother.
Oh man, first man, we got a new national holiday today, and let me give a salute to Emmett Till and the Emmett Till family. That old hag that lied on him and said he whistled at her, Carolyn Bryant, she died today. Finally, 88 years old. So may she rest in peace.
Yeah, man, that's fucked up, man. That's fucked up. What happened?
Yeah, man. They let that woman live out her years, man. Yeah. Anyway, man. Look, you say you had two questions?
Yeah, basically it was just what does it mean to be the face of boxing, and what is the responsibility of someone that's the face of boxing? That was the only question, and that was the only question. And I got these jitterbugs. Some of these guys, their comprehension skills is very, very slow. This nigga Rock 813 and Nick Gibson. Y'all niggas call the show. Y'all call the show and speak your piece. Say what you want to say. You know what I mean? We don't duck no smoke over here. Y'all niggas call the show. Your comprehension is very, very slow. I haven't taken anything away from Tank. I'm asking a question. But these niggas so goddamn sensitive, and you niggas act like some hoes and some bitches. If you are getting offended by what I'm saying right here, you know what I mean? This ain't the channel for you niggas. You niggas can leave. I'm not finna call you niggas. I don't need your subscribership. And if you want to leave, both of you niggas can leave. But if you want to call the show, nigga, and state your claim. Other than that, that's it. These niggas is a trip. I'm sorry about that, Rick. Go ahead, my brother. Sorry about that.
And yeah, man, let me briefly address the people that have a problem with what I said about that old inbred racist piece of shit that died today. Y'all can get out your feelings. I'm going to say what I want to say about evil white supremacist motherfuckers. So take it how you want to. May she rest in peace. I say it again. So y'all heard me in the back. Anyway, dog, the face of boxing, you have to have mainstream media appeal. You know, you got to be global. Everybody then went down the line. You know, we ain't got to keep regurgitating the same, talking points. But Tank is on the rise, and Canelo still is the man. Let me give Canelo his props. He's still the man, but like I said in the chat, his shine is dwindling. You know, he's fighting in Mexico right now. He haven't fought in Mexico in I don't know how long. $500 tickets of ringside. That's the most expensive tickets over there. Tank was 25, 50 grand ringside. You know, he taking a pay cut against Ryder. So, dude, Canelo's still the man. You see him in commercials. Face of boxing guys get cameo movie roles, stuff like that. Canelo still got that. It's all what matters after Ryder. And him and Tank both. See, I don't want Tank to go and adopt the Canelo brand. I don't want him to get, iffy and start carrying more purses and being petty and only want to keep fighting these subpar people. Tank got to step it up. Just like Canelo got to do, but like I said earlier, Canelo have been in there with some dogs. Tank has not. So I can't anoint Tank just to be the super face of boxing, but Tank has what Canelo do not have, Will. Tank have that Mike Tyson effect. Before that bell rung, at the moment that bell rung for round one against Ryan, everybody in that T-Mobile arena stood up. Well, May 6th, everybody not going to stand up when the first round bell rings for Canelo. So if Tank can increase his competition, he can be the face of boxing. But I still say, if anybody, it's Canelo, but he on the downfall and Tank on the rise. That's all I got, man.
Hey, shout out to Will, man. Hey, Sound, stand up. Southside, my dog from Southside. Salute. Phone lines open, man. 530-494-9636. Please call the show, please. I love the phone calls. I got some for my brother. Shout out to Jugs dropping that quarter of a dub. He said Nick Gibson deserves the Broner. Now you gonna be doing this. Hey, you gonna be doing this shit. Hey, you gonna be doing this shit all day, bro. All day. This all you gonna do.
Shut that soft ass shit up.
And the best man.
Shut that that's some soft ass shit. Shut that soft ass shit up. All that soft talking. I know you can do it, man. You got to. Man, shut that soft ass shit up.
Let's see. Hold on, blood. Caller, hold on. Shout out to Boxing Gym. Hey, okay. For dropping that half for bam, hundo on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He said it used to be normal for the cash cow / face of boxing to follow the money, which mostly meant the best fights, biggest money. He said that hasn't been the case recently with Canelo, and it hasn't been Tank's MO so far. We'll see. Yeah, what I'm saying, Boxing Gyms is, depending on, it's subjective to the individual. There used to be just an overall consensus. Okay, this is what the definition is, but now it's I think because of the casuals had something totally different. You know what I mean? Yada 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 yada. But it's up to us to educate them. So it is what it is. I'm gonna keep educating them. If they want to be educated, if not, shit, you know, they can do whatever. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Yo, coach, it's Rick from Toronto.
Rick from Toronto.
Yeah, I love the question. Yeah, my man. Yeah, I love the question today. You got a lot of like beaters coming in and calling in and shit. According to Casino Life, Canelo has to be a recognizable individual to walk into a Walmart. So if anyone actually realized if someone was worth their net worth at $140 million, what the fuck would they be going into Walmart for? One. Next thing is Will. He is absolutely correct. Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan being the face of their respective sports. But how did they get there? They reached the accolades. They reached the top of their pinnacle of their sport by gaining stats. What in the world of boxing we still regard stats, titles, leaning for undisputed, belts, straps, what have you, to gain that kind of climb, that climb into the pyramid. Okay, once you get to that successional top, so Ali, Marvelous Marvin, Iron Mike. Iron Mike, well, a lot of people they tuned in to see just the pure violence of the sport, and I love Mike for that because there has not been another fighter, and there never shall be another Iron Mike Tyson in the history. The future of boxing will not have a pugilist as such, but in the context of what it is to be the face of boxing, you have to attain those goals. To get A, recognition. B, later on comes the endorsement, the high publicity, global recognition. Through and through, I hate the fact that I like Tank's ability as a fighter, but unfortunately, his personality as such, he will never be able to attain endorsement. He will never be able to attain global recognition because of what have you. But he just won't get that the way that MJ had it, the way that Tiger Woods has it or had it, and the way that even Canelo kind of has it with, you know, Tecate and Hennessy, cognac and whatnot. But through and through, I think a lot of these other callers are delusional. They just don't. And the next thing is Ali. Yes, he was the face of boxing. Of course, like I'm talking to the elderly gentleman who had called in earlier. Yes, 1,000%. Through the history and the annals and through the, you know, the fame of the history of boxing, Ali would always represent. I would agree, the face of boxing through history. But currently, who would be the face of boxing? We'd have to weigh that out in the context of like who has all those accolades, and then inevitably viewership, global viewership, and then that kind of height of their personal talent and recognition. I don't know if you agree with me or not, but I don't think Tank would ever be attaining that. He will be an entertaining fighter, correct? But again, his resume doesn't speak as it does for some other fighters.
All right. Shout out to Rick from Toronto. Salute, fam. Yeah, but I'll lead to Mount Rushmore. But anyway, I want to do something, blood. I want to do something. Let's look at Let's look at Floyd Mayweather. Let's do this. Let's look at Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, because I asked a question to some of these niggas, some real beta males. They won't even call the show. Call the show, man. I'm the line open. Stay to your position. Please stay to your position. You get what I'm saying? So, let's see. Hold on. I got Floyd right here. I have Floyd right here. Let me see. Money Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather. I got him right here. All right. So, Floyd is the one that everybody know about in the modern time. Everyone in the hood. As a matter of fact, let me open this up. I got a phone call right here. Let's see what's up. Shit, this might be one of these niggas right here. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? Shit, hold on. I gotta get this call. I gotta get this call first. I got to get this call from Atlanta first. I want to see what this is. This is the Atlanta number. Caller, what's your name when you calling from?
Hello. Hey man, hey, call this Shock from Atlanta, man. What's happening?
What's your name?
This is Shocker from Atlanta, man. What's happening?
Shocker from Atlanta. Talk to me.
Hey, one thing I think everybody, one word I think everybody not saying is polarizing. You need to be polarizing. Like, you ain't got to be, I understand what they saying, marketability, yes, but you do not have to be a good guy. Like, Ali became, I don't really want to compare nobody to Ali, because Ali is like the alpha and the omega when it comes to boxing, right?
Right.
But he was polarizing. In his time, he was not loved. Like we're gonna be real about that. He was not loved. A lot of motherfuckers hated Ali. Yeah. It was like, what you got? What Jim Brown said? Y'all didn't start loving him until he stopped being able to talk, right? So
that's what Floyd said. That's what Floyd said. Floyd said that. Yeah, you're right.
I'm saying, cause that's a real thing. Yeah. But polarizing is something that you have to be. But the thing is too, even though like say how y'all going down the list and y'all naming faces of boxing and stuff, you also have to be polarizing to the American media, new media and old media, because I feel like the American media is what pushes you globally. We all know you got boxing is a global sport, but everybody, even Pacquiao, he made it when he came over here, and Bob Arum pushed him. Like, I know he performed. I'm not taking away from perform, but he got pushed here. Like, when you hear, you get pushed a different way. Because like America controls like media narrative. If you get what I'm saying, even if you hate it. But America, if you generate content, they'll talk about you daily. Like you generate content. Right. Like even like in the old days with the old media, they generated content like for them. So they'll keep talking about you. But that also, like I said, it goes to the polarization of it. But that helps you be global. So, you know, I know I'm just rambling.
No. You make a good point. You know, when you're a polarizing figure, it does help you become global. The thing is what's going on with the media today. The mainstream media used to push this stuff, but like Blood Boxing said, and he said this numerous of times, the mainstream media doesn't even talk about a lot of these fighters today like that. They may talk about them every now and again, but the mainstream media has shifted from talking about boxing in today's time the way they did in the past. You get what I'm saying? But hey, Shaka, you make a valid point though. You make a valid point. Go ahead.
Can I say one thing? You're right, but something that I've been noticing, the new media actually pushes old media. Like everybody was talking about the Tank and Ryan thing, and I get it. Ryan got 9 million Instagram followers, Tank got 5 million, but to me, like for the young people that's around me, it didn't really get pushed. The fight didn't really get pushed until both of those guys went on a social media platform. The little two guys who run Twitch, like the Kia guy and the other guy, Aiden Ross, the white guy, and they got on there and they started talking about, I'm gonna bet my purse, That shit started going everywhere.
Yeah, it did.
That was all new media. That's why I kind of got mad the other day with Rick Glaser, like, well, Ryan the one who pushed it. No, bro. What pushed it is when they started going, and I hate Steven Espinosa. That motherfucker looked like a snake. He sounded like a snake to me. But he was right when he said, we gonna push this through social media.
No, he was right.
That's what rolled it. Social media actually pushed this fight because it made all the casuals and all platforms, like, when the fight was over with, bro, like, you know, I got your YouTube channel. I watch your channel. I drive trucks, so you know you get me from state to state. But bro, it was so many YouTube videos coming up for folks I ain't never even seen before. People talking about the fight, and so I knew it generated content, but all that stuff came from social media, bro. Like, and that pushed the old media now. So the new media pushed the old media now. But yeah, I just want to say that the polarization, you know, and that kind of stuff, the media. New media and old media, that will help you be global. Now, as far as Tank, what he do from here, that's another conversation. I wanted to call you again on that. I know you got the great retro boxing, man. I listen to his shit too because I drive trucks. They get me to where I need to go.
Appreciate you, man.
You know, I'm going to let y'all go ahead, bro.
Hey man, shout out to
I'm
Soccer.
tuned in. I'm an old nigga too, so you know I feel everything that you say about old nigga shit. Like yeah. But I have a lot of young folks that I raised, man. You know, so you know that's the only reason I had to get that perspective on the new media and polarization. Because I know the guy come out, ain't nobody Ali. He halfway in Omega. We gonna take him out there. We're gonna take him out there equation.
Yeah, you can't
We're
put
gonna take him out there equation.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But I'm gonna let you go, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I appreciate you too, fam. Shout out to Soccer from the ATL. Yeah, they taking this as a slight against their favorite fighter, and you know, I'm like, I don't know how they taking it that way. You know what I mean? But you know, I get it, man. These dudes, you know, the educational system some of these niggas came up in is not the best in the world. So, caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up, Coach? This is Swift 718 from Brooklyn. What's going on?
Swift 718 from Brooklyn. Talk to me, fam.
How's everything, bro? How's everything, Coach? I checked into the show a little late today, so I missed a little what you were talking about, but it's a dope topic. And I'm gonna be quick with it. In my opinion, the face of boxing, you have to be universally recognized and accepted by the world to be synonymous with boxing, and even transcend the sport to the mainstream public consciousness.
Your phone breaking up. Your phone breaking up, fam.
All right, are you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you a little bit better. Now repeat what you just said.
Okay, to be universally the world to be synonymous with boxing, you can transcend the sport into the mainstream public consciousness.
All right.
And the responsibilities of the face of boxing. Okay.
Now go ahead. Go ahead. Your phone breaking up, but go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Your phone breaking up bad, but go ahead.
Damn, sorry about that. The responsibilities of the face of boxing. You have to be a good ambassador for the sport. You got to generate excitement, show heart, deliberation, and you have the responsibility to make the fights that people want to see. And you got the responsibility to it's not, oh, you got to wear pink panties. You got to do this. You got to do that if you want to fight me. It's your responsibility to carry the sport. And you're creating jobs, you're creating excitement, and you're doing all of that for sport. And that's what I got for you, Coach.
Okay. All right. Well, shout out to Swiss 718. Brooklyn, stand up. Let's look at Floyd Mayweather, blood. Hold on. I want to do this because I got something for my brother. Hold on. Hold on, blood. Where we at? We was here. What my brother was at? All right, there we go. All right, blood, check this out. Let's look at this here. So we're gonna use the guy who pretty much made Gervonta Davis, built him up to where he's at now. Let's look at Floyd Mayweather. Let's look at Floyd. All right. So we're gonna look at a recent example. And we're gonna see who match up to this. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up, Coach? Is the inevitable. D Block, Detail, DC, D-Ville, Baltimore.
D Block, Dallas, talk to me.
What's up, Coach? You doing good, man? Good?
Yeah. I'm doing good, fam. I'm doing good. Me and my brother chopping it up, man. He taking his time out to be on the show, man. So, make sure my brother right. Go ahead.
Appreciate it. So we talking about the face of boxing, right?
Yeah, we saying what does it mean to be the face of boxing, and what is the responsibility of someone that's the face of boxing? The thing is you have some jitterbugs in the chat. They thinking I'm attacking Tank. And again, these guys, I don't even know why the fuck they over here, to be honest with you. I don't know why.
You know why they're over here.
No, but what I'm saying is because, I get it. These young niggas, their comprehension skills are very, very low. And not one time have I attacked Tank Davis at all, but that's the way they interpret shit because they slow as fuck. So I'm hoping like hell that I offend you so much that you unsubscribe and don't bring your ass back over here anymore. And they won't even call the show. But that's neither here nor there. I don't want to deter. I don't want to deter. But I just want to stick to the topic. The topic is, what does it mean to be the face of boxing? Examples are someone that is known globally, an icon that transcends the sport, that carries the sport. Ali isn't a perfect example. Some would say even Mike Tyson was an example. Some would say Floyd Mayweather was an example. Some would say Oscar De La Hoya was an example. So even if you were to agree with all of these things, what made them that? So let's look at their resumes, the people who they fought, look at the things that they did and have done in order to get them to that status. And that would give us an idea of what it is to be
the face of boxing, and then it will also cover what the responsibility is of someone that's the face of boxing, because the responsibility is things that you do. Your actions dictate that, and in boxing is who you fight. Okay, so but go ahead, D Block. I talked some of your time up, but go ahead.
We already know. We already know what it is to be the face of boxing, because Muhammad Ali, Joe Louis, all the greats that were and still are labeled into boxing or sewed into the word boxing. You know what I mean? Just like you know where they are. Sorry about that, Coach. You know where they are when they give you the WBC belt. I mean, how many faces do you see on boxing? Mm-hmm. You only see the greats. You don't see somebody that's just an upcomer. Yeah, of course, who's the champion at that moment. But, you know, we all know who were and who are still the face of boxing. And that takes a lot on somebody to carry. Mike Tyson, like you said, Muhammad Ali, even Sugar Ray Leonard. I mean, we're talking about, greats that brought this sport and made it where we are today. Well, they said this weekend was supposed to be who's going to be the face of boxing now, who's going to carry that torch. I mean, we're not done with Canelo. Canelo is a great fighter. He's brought a lot of enthusiasm back into boxing, because we know Floyd Mayweather retired. We know that Canelo carried the mantle. You know, he is the one of the great last Mohicans. I can say that. You know, now we got the young guys. Who can be the face of boxing? Who will be the face of boxing? Do I consider, and I'm just going to go back to Baltimore, I'm going to go back to Tank Davis. Do I consider Tank Davis the face of boxing? No.
I don't even want to make this about that, because some of these niggas are sensitive as fuck. And they gonna be like, oh man, coach over there hating on Tank. These niggas sensitive as fuck, man. I hope some of you niggas unsubscribe and leave. Please do me a favor. Yeah. Unsubscribe and leave, man. I don't want you niggas over here. I'm just being honest with you, dog. So, I don't. Shit. Damn. I'm gonna give it real quick.
Well, I'm gonna give it real quick because I know everybody's trying to get in. For me to have that pedigree, to have, you know, the way you handle yourself outside of the boxing ring, the way people view you, you know what I mean? The way you handle yourself in the boxing ring and outside, that makes you who you are, and people are going to respect that. That's why everybody respects Muhammad Ali, because what he, not just what he did in the ring, but what he did outside the ring, what he strives for people's rights. You know what I mean? For not, you know, to going against the government. And people then, you know, some people were like, oh man, he's a champion. He's supposed to go to the war. No, man, it's about what impact you bring into boxing. And that's why, for me, right now, we got a lot of young pups, real true champions that want to bring they want to be legendary, and they want to bring our sport even higher to what it could be. So that's why I got to give props to Haney, Shakur Stevenson. I mean, we got a lot of young guys that are coming up there. And for me, the definition of being the face of boxing is how you prove yourself in the ring. The challenges that you take are legitimate, are 50-50 fights. When you get a certain age, you got to take those 50-50 fights. And then not just that, the way you show the people the respect you give to the sport. D-Block, D-Town, D-City, D-Ville, talking about that.
After this last call, we're gonna get the floor, Mayweather. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, yo, Coach, what's up, man? It's D Mason out of Flint, Michigan.
D Mason from out of Flint, Michigan. Talk to me.
All right. All I wanted to say was Tank might not be the face of boxing just yet, right? Mm. And D-Block just said Canelo still is. But if you look on the YouTube, the last month or so, for Canelo fight in a couple days, ain't nobody made one video about that Canelo John Ryder fight. All I'm saying is he might not be the face.
Yeah, I haven't made a video about Canelo John Ryder yet.
Ain't nobody talking about that shit.
To be honest with you,
yeah, ain't nobody talking about that shit. So like I said, you might not be the face, because the way Blood Boxing just broke it down with the definitions, I'm like, oh man, he right on point. So, and Tank haven't done, you know, some of those things that Blood Boxing had listed off. But he is the most talked about. He the talk of the town, man. I got to get a kid that, man. Everybody talking about him.
And see this,
Yep.
this, and see this
That's
is the,
all I wanted.
hey, this is the thing though, D Mason. This is the thing, right? I've been doing this shit for like 28 months now, and every content, all the content creators who do talk about boxing, you're gonna talk about the hot topics, right? Right now, Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia is the hot topic right now. Eventually, they're gonna die down, and then it's gonna be Devin Haney Lomachenko. And then when it's another big fight that comes up, it's gonna be that big fight. That's just a reality. That's just a reality of the situation. That's how this shit go.
True.
I dropped a video today about Anthony Joshua. Didn't really get that many views, but most of my subscribers are from the US. They're not interested in Anthony Joshua. They give two fucks about Anthony Joshua, my subscribers. But then I dropped something about Teofimo Lopez. That video is getting crazy views right now because of some of the things that Teofimo Lopez said that some people feel that is controversial. So this is how this works. This is how this works. So me working in this, I get it, I understand it. You know what I mean? I know what it's all about. But hey, my brother, Flint, Michigan, stand up, man. Thank you so much for calling the show, fam. Salute.
Appreciate you, coach.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Blood. Let's do this right quick. Let's do this right quick, Blood. I'm gonna take care of my brother, man. Here we go, right here. All right, Blood. Let's look at Floyd Mayweather. So a lot of these guys, young guys, they look up to Floyd Mayweather, right? So Floyd Mayweather, everyone will agree that Floyd Mayweather was a global icon. He was the face of boxing. He broke all of the pay-per-view records, right? So let's see, what did Floyd Mayweather do in order to get to that point? Keyword is, what did he do? Okay, cool. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, let's go right here. Let's see what did Floyd Mayweather do. Blood. Let's see. He was coming up through the ranks, fighting some of everybody. Let's see. 1996, he came out of the Olympics, of course. He turned pro. He had 2 fights in 96. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He had 10 fights in 1997 for Angel Nunez. He had 10 fights in 1997. That was it. So that was 12 fights in his career. He was fighting 8-rounders. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Floyd Mayweather won in 1998, 2 years after he turned pro. He won the WBC super featherweight title. He won that right there. I think he had 35 fights under Top Rank. So Top Rank did a good job in building him up. Of course, he fought Angel Manfredi in 1998, 2 years after he turned pro. You know what I mean? Defended his the WBC super featherweight title. He did that. Floyd Mayweather super featherweight was a motherfucker, bro. He defended that title several times. Beat Carlos Rios. Justin Juco defended his title. Defended his world superweight title on multiple occasions. Let's see how many times he defended it before he moved up. I think he ended up moving up. I remember that he fought Emmanuel Augustus. I know you remember. I think you remember this fight right here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Emmanuel Augustus, the drunken master. He was a bad boy. Then he fought. Then he won the WBC super featherweight title. He beat. As a matter of fact, I think he defended his title against this guy, right? Diego Corrales, because
yes,
he had the WBC super featherweight title here, and then when he fought Diego Corrales, a lot of these young guys don't know who Diego Corrales is, but Diego Corrales was a bad boy. I think Floyd was an underdog in his fight, if I'm not mistaken.
He was
the underdog in his fight. So he fought a top guy right here, Diego Corrales. He fought a bad mofo right here, and this is his 5th year as a pro. He fought Diego Corrales. Then he defended his title he defended it multiple times. He fought Carlos Hernandez. I remember this fight right here as well. Jesus Chavez, he defended that super featherweight title. And then he moved up to the lightweight division. He fought Jose Luis Castillo. Now, I'm not going to lie. I thought Floyd lost to Castillo right here. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought he lost his first fight. You know what I mean? But we know he didn't, but I thought he lost it. That was just my opinion on it. He won a unanimous decision that was very controversial. Floyd ran it back with him, and after Floyd ran it back with him, Floyd ended up dominating him in the second fight. Shout out to Boxing Gyms.
He had an injury in that first fight, though.
Yeah, he was injured. Because I remember, I think Roger Mayweather was in the corner. Booger Ray Leonard was in the corner. I remember when the fight was over with, Bob Arum got in the ring and he was over there in the corner. He had a worried look on his face in that first fight. And everybody was worried. They thought he lost. He said the favorite YouTube boxing TMZ channel who only talks about hot topics are only in this for YouTube money. Salute to the creators like Coach and Blood for putting boxing first. Yeah, I appreciate that, Boxing Jills. I appreciate that.
Much love to Boxing Jim.
Hold on, man. Somebody. Hey, shout out to Swift 718. Swift, I forgot all about you. You dropped the hundo on me. Shout out to Swift 718 for dropping that. Bam, hundo on your boy.
Hey, Leroy. Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Swift, what you say, fam? You say recognized, accepted by the world to be synonymous with boxing. Transcends boxing into mainstream public consciousness. He said must generate excitement, show heart, give inspiration, make the fights the people want to see, and build bridges instead of barriers to make fights happen. That right there is one of the probably just as close to, and then global icon and being globally known and stuff like that. But like he said, accepted by the world and synonymous with boxing. So that does cover that. I mean, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. What the face of a sport would be. In a nutshell. You know what I mean? But that what you said, that'll be considered as hate right there. Among some of these niggas. But anyway, so he fought Castillo, world lightweight title. He fought DeMarcus Chop Curley. I remember that fight right there. Look at the names he got on his resume. He fought Arturo Gotti. Look at the names he got on his resume. Shamba Mitchell. Look at the names he got on his resume. And he stopped these guys. This one he was Pretty Boy Floyd. He was stopping these guys. Zab Judah. I remember that. There was a riot broke out in the ring on that. Carlos Boldemir. I remember this like it was yesterday. Carlos Boldemir went 12 rounds with him. Floyd pretty much had his way with him. Oscar De La Hoya. Now, he had 35 fights right here on the top rank. I think once he, as a matter of fact, hold on. Let me see. Hold on, Blood. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he left top rank after Shamba Mitchell. Then he fought Zab Judah, 36, 37, Carlos Boldemir. But then his 38th professional fight, he fought Oscar De La Hoya. Now, if you look at the names that Oscar De La Hoya fought, that Floyd Mayweather fought, these were the names that helped make him into the icon, the global guy who a lot of you young niggas look up to right now to this day, even the Tank Davis, right? And then he fought Ricky Hatton. Then he fought Juan Manuel Marquez. Then he fought Sugar Shane Mosley. He fought Victor Ortiz. He fought Miguel Cotto. He fought Robert the Ghost Guerrero, which really wasn't nobody. He fought Saul Canelo Alvarez. He fought Marcos Maidana twice after Marcos Maidana had them put the pause on Adrian Broner. He fought Manny Pacquiao. He fought Andre Berto, but then he fought an exhibition match with Conor McGregor. But prior to Conor McGregor, if you look at all of the Hall of Famers and the big names that he fought the top guys, in order to make him to the global icon and the superstar that he was. These are the things that a lot of you young dumb niggas are forgetting. This is what y'all are forgetting. Y'all getting, and this is what it is. So if you want to, I'm going to give you the guy who you guys love so much. Look at Floyd Mayweather. When you sit back and say that, hey man, Floyd is the guy, the face of boxing, look at the work that Floyd Mayweather put in order to get to that point. And also, what else he did? Also, he was on Dancing with the Stars. He was on WWE. Well, it was WWF at the time, if I'm not mistaken. He was on WWE. He was on a lot of stuff. As a matter of fact, yeah, he was on a lot of stuff. WWE, Hip Hop Awards and stuff like that. You remember when he came up during the social media era? That's when social media was first kicking off. Is that right, Blood?
Yeah, it sure was, man. Around the time he fought Oscar De La Hoya was when social media was coming into effect.
All right, caller, what's your name and you're calling from?
Hey, Coach, it's Jerry.
Jerry from B-More, talk to me.
It's almost unfair to compare Floyd's resume to any modern-day boxer. Floyd fought everybody. He fought every single guy that he needed to fight, just like Oscar, and maybe even more so. Even when Floyd took fights that weren't against a champion or like a big fight, the contenders that he fought were top-notch guys. I mean, Tank, I don't think Tank or maybe it's hard to say if anyone will even come close to what Mayweather did. Now, he didn't fight them all when everybody wanted him to, but you ain't never going to do that. He fought Miguel Cotto. The minute Cotto got the Pacquiao fight and he left Arum, Mayweather fought him right away. He wasn't fixing to fight him when he was with Arum. He didn't do business with Arum. But as soon as he got the Pacquiao fight and he left Arum, he fought Cotto right away. Next fight. Same thing with Shane Mosley. Shane Mosley stuck with Top Rank until he got the Pacquiao fight. Once he got the Pacquiao fight, Mayweather fought him the very next fight when he wasn't no longer with Top Rank.
Jared, I'm not comparing Floyd to any modern fighter. What I'm doing is I'm trying to connect the dots because some of these niggas is slow as fuck. And I hope like
I get it.
I hope like hell they unsubscribe. Please unsubscribe. Please unsubscribe. Get the fuck off the block. I don't want you niggas over here no more. I don't. Two questions I have. What does it mean to be the face of boxing? And what is the responsibility of someone that's considered the face of boxing?
Well, for me, the face of boxing is the fighter that has the most faces on him. And that is still Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez averages 550 to 600,000 pay-per-views every time out, no matter who he fights. Tank and Ryan made for a big pay-per-view over the weekend. I'm surprised the numbers are as high as what they're being reported. But apparently they made a real big pay-per-view. But prior to that, Tank hadn't sold more than 200,000 pay-per-views. And going forward, you got to ask yourself, I mean, against Haney or Shakur, that's a much more competitive fight, but it's not going to sell nearly as well as this one did. I don't know how he backs up or how he expands on this, but I do like the moniker "new face of boxing." That's a new way to market Tank.
I like that too.
Because
I like that too.
Yeah, because Mayweather has marketed him up to this point as a pay-per-view fighter, a pay-per-view. But there's a couple problems. One, that term is kind of antiquated. People don't even like to hear pay-per-view. They don't even like to hear that term no more. That worked for Mayweather because Mayweather actually did sell a shit ton of pay-per-views, and Tank up to this point really hasn't. So new face of boxing is a lot better. That's a lot better marketing technique, and I like it for Tank. And if he's second only to Canelo, which has a whole country and all the American Hispanic fans and a lot of American fans, if he's second only to him at below 147, man, that's an excellent position to be in, especially when you consider he and Canelo not too far off in age, but Canelo started fighting as a pro when he was like 14. He's got like 70 fights. He's on the opposite side of his prime, where Tank is probably just coming into his prime. So Tank's in an excellent position. I like the face of boxing marketing strategy.
Yeah, I like that too.
Like I said, being second to Canelo right now is still a hell of a position, good position to be in.
All right, and what's the responsibility of the face of boxing?
Well, I'd like to say it's to fight the very top fighters. But you got to look at it and look, even with Canelo, when you're a cash cow, it's other people pulling the strings, right? Yeah, Haney and Shakur, those are the fights that the fans we're going to want to see because we know that those are the top competitors. But if you say, well, look, I can fight this guy and make damn near as much as fighting Haney, I can fight this Latin fighter, bring him up maybe a weight or rematch Pitbull Cruz, and I can make the same money or close to the same money or maybe even more, then you got to wonder where's the motivation to make those fights, which sucks for us boxing fans, but we've seen this play out a bunch of times with money fighters. Even Canelo ain't fighting a lot of fighters that people want to see him fight. Benavidez, Charlo, you name it.
Yeah.
You see?
Okay.
So I don't know, man.
All right, well, shout out to Jared for being more. Salute to you, fam. Thank you for calling the show, my brother.
Hey, thanks, Coach.
Yeah, shout out to Jared, man. Blood, we're gonna get ready to wrap up. Shout out to right-handed downtown Brooklyn. Salute, fam. Hey, okay. For dropping that quarter over. Bam, dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He says Shakur beats Tank if the time ever comes. Or got the bag on. He said you got the bag on Stevenson. He said, run them off the block, coach. I'm with you. Yeah, they'll be back tomorrow. More than likely, they'll be back tomorrow. I ain't gonna block them, but they'll be back tomorrow. More than likely they will. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. This is the last call. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, coach. This is the boxing scientist from SoCal. Thanks for taking my call, man.
Boxing scientist from Cali. Talk to me.
Yeah, so I just want to put an end to this debate. Hopefully, I'm gonna try to at least.
It's not a debate. It's not a debate. People trying to make it a debate. I just asked 2 questions, and motherfuckers jumped out the window and just went to going crazy. So, it is what it is. But they're gonna be here tomorrow at 3:00, and it is what it is. So, I mean,
unfortunately,
unfortunately, they're gonna be here tomorrow at 3:00. So it is what it is. Hey, shout out to James Lee. James Lee, what's going on, fam? Shout out to James Lee, man. This Tank Davis' cousin right here, James Lee, man. Shout out to James, man. Salute to you, my brother. Go ahead.
Okay, shout out to James Lee, even though he's not gonna like what I have to say, but here I go. So like between Tank and Canelo, that's what people are arguing, right? Like who's the face of boxing? It really comes down to 3 simple things, man. Number 1 is accomplishment / accolades.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is marketability, which leads ultimately to number 3, popularity. Because once you become popular, then you're on movies, you're in commercials, you're in video games, like Canelo, unlike Tank, right? How can you be the face of a sport if you're not on TV and movies and video games?
Well, and I don't mean to interrupt you, but let me. 'Cause I haven't said nothing to blood boxing about this at all, right? I knew. I'm gonna show you how smart I am. I knew when I came up with this title, I kind of knew what the reaction was going to be today. I told them I'm a marketer. I'm good at this shit. I know the pulse of the people online, and I know exactly what I was doing, right? So the reason why I came up with this title is because, and this is for you. This is for you. Emotional Tank Davis fans, some of you that's in the chat. This is for you niggas. The reason why I came up with this title was for niggas like you. The conclusion of the show is this. Tank Davis, by him being built the new face of boxing, he is on a upward trajectory. So now the responsibility of Tank will be to, hey, study, look what Floyd Mayweather has done. And if he's going to get that title and he wants to hold on to that title, then there are some things that he's going to have to do in order to continue to hold on to that and take it to the next level. That was it. Simple as that. Nothing more, nothing less. This was nothing to take anything away from Tank, but you niggas so much hoes, you get what I'm saying? And I have to say this because some of you niggas make me sick to my stomach. I can't stand you niggas. You know what I mean? Phone lines open 530-494-9636. I don't give a fuck if you subscribe, leave, or I don't care. I really don't, dog. I swear to God, I don't. Phone line open. You can call me on the show, off the show, before the show. I promise you I answer the phone. I promise you that. You get what I'm saying? But that's the conclusion. Everybody has a different answer to what does it mean to be the face of boxing. So I brought blood boxing on here to tell you what it is from a historical standpoint and how does it correlate in today's time. You know what I mean? The jitterbugs have a different answer. Just because you have a different answer doesn't necessarily mean that it's the right answer, but I'm learning. I get exactly where you guys are coming from. That's it. All this other shit I give a fuck about. You get what I'm saying? So go ahead, finish it up.
No, so just one more point. From what I understand, Tank was only making $1.5 million per fight. I'm not sure what he made with Ryan, but I'm assuming it was more than that. I
ain't pocket watching, but he was making more than that. I mean, he has his own promotion company. So what they'll do, they'll always report a low number to the Nevada Athletic Commission. Say you made 1.5 guaranteed, but it's really making more than that. He has his own promotional company, so they'll probably pay more money on through his promotion company. So he was really making more than that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but that's less than what Canelo's B-side opponents make. So how is this even a debate, But like you said, you weren't trying to make it a debate. They made it a debate.
Yeah.
So thanks for taking my call, Coach. I'm not going to take up any more of your time. Thanks.
Yeah,
Have a good one.
shout out to Boston scientists. These niggas took it. These niggas took it as a diss Tank show. I ain't say not one thing bad about Tank. Not one thing bad about him. I'm trying to educate you dumbass niggas. But you niggas so goddamn dumb and slow and stupid. That's why I don't like some of you niggas over here. I don't, dog. I don't. You niggas irritate me. I swear to God, you niggas irritate me. I don't give a fuck about you, nigga. Shout out to Nick Gibson, dropping that $2 super chat. He said, I'm not calling to argue. He said, let's agree to disagree. Yeah, nigga, whatever. Nigga, whatever. Shit. Anyways, caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
California.
What's your name?
Stan.
Stan from California. Talk to me.
Man, I agree 100% with you, man, about as far as the face of boxing. You got to be known globally. You do got to bring in casuals too. I don't think we've had a face of boxing like all the Tank fans, which I'm a Tank fan, but he's not there yet. But Canelo isn't either. The last face of boxing we had is Mayweather. He's still the face of boxing. Before that, it was De La Hoya. Before that, it was Mike Tyson. Before that, Muhammad Ali. It's not something that you have necessarily all the time. You got to have a crossover appeal. I mean, Canelo, he don't even speak English. How the fuck you the face of boxing? It's a worldwide global sport. He's popular in his country like Tank is popular here. But Floyd Mayweather, just like when Michael Jordan retired, he was still the face of the NBA, right?
Right. Yeah.
So it's not really an argument. Floyd Mayweather is still the face of boxing, and that's what Tank is feeding off of. Mm. And you can be a duck too. Like people, you can't duck this, you can't duck this. Nigga, Mike Tyson ducked Shannon Briggs, Riddick Bowe, Michael Moore, George Foreman, and Ray Mercer. But all these motherfuckers like he the best ever. Holyfield was the better heavyweight of his generation. And Mike Tyson ducked Heath. Okay. And I'm your age. I watch boxing. My favorite boxer is Sugar Ray Leonard.
All right, Stan. All right, so you made the point. And shout out to Stan from Cali. Salute, fam. We're finna wrap the show up.
Good points, man.
You made good points. Yeah, man, that's it, man. I ain't setting no more calls, man. These niggas don't piss me the fuck off. Get these whole ass niggas off the goddamn block, man. Fuck these niggas. Shout out to E Money, man, dropping that $2 super chat. He said, Coach, you need puff again. You angry as hell lately. Yeah, I stopped smoking weed, man. So it is what it is. These niggas get on my fucking nerves. I swear to God, I hate these niggas with a passion. Yeah, I don't like you niggas. I don't. You know what I mean? You niggas emotional, bitch ass niggas to me. You get what I'm saying? And I mean that. These niggas some hoe ass niggas to me, dog. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck who like it. Call me, nigga. Call her. What's your name? Where you calling from?
That's Ken. I called before. I just want to ask another question. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. What's your name?
Ken. Ken from New York.
Ken from New York. Talk to me.
Okay, so Blood, I was going to ask you a question. I'm going to push back on the global thing because I think you don't have to be global because Joshua's big over there and he really don't have to come to America and he could use if you could sell 2.5 million pay-per-views in your country, you're big. You know what I'm saying? You're the face over there. Soccer's big. Soccer's big there. Football's big here. So I want to ask, do you have to be global to the Blood? And
yeah, I think you have to be global. Yep.
But I mean, if you could sell, a bunch of pay-per-views in your own town, I don't think you have to be global to be the face. You know what I mean?
How can you be the face? How can you be the face of a
boxing
global sport?
is a global sport. Boxing's a global sport.
Really,
so you have to be the face of boxing. Now, maybe you could be a cash cow. Maybe you could be a pay-per-view star. But that's why I was telling you the difference between those because you guys mix that up. The face of boxing is like what Ali was. Me personally, I don't see Canelo as the face of boxing. But that's up to you guys. I'm not going to argue with you guys if you guys do. I definitely don't see Tank Davis to be the face of boxing.
Joshua could be bigger than Mayweather in Europe, though. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how you measure that. It's kind of hard to measure.
That doesn't mean he's the face of boxing. That's just the pay-per-view star or a cash cow. The face of boxing is known globally.
No, it has to be known globally.
We're going to agree to disagree on that, fam. Can
yeah, okay. One more thing.
Go ahead.
The errors, to compare errors. should you compare eras, or do you compare like what's a good pay-per-view number in this era compared to like eras is different. Like the pay-per-view number could be 200,000 could be a good pay-per-view for this era. So
yeah,
how do you compare eras? It's kind of hard to compare.
You have to compare it to your peers, man. Back then, when Ali was fighting, they did viewership different, and he was a major outlier with being viewed over 2 billion times on 2 occasions.
Okay, so would you consider pay-per-view numbers to be a good for today?
What would I consider to be a good? What we had with Tank Davis just now. That's a good number. I didn't think it was going to do. Nobody's trying to shit on what Tank Davis did. Those were good numbers that he put up, better than what I thought, and I'm giving him credit for it. But is he the face of boxing? Absolutely not. But if you guys want to say he's the face of boxing, then he needs to do face of boxing type shit. He needs to do like you guys are comparing him to Canelo. Canelo is an undisputed champion.
No, but
Tank Davis is not an undisputed champion. He has to fight guys like Devin Haney Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, he's doing the scene. You know, I think he's doing the scene. I think today, right now, we're fighting today. I think he's the face coming up. You know what I'm saying? But Canelo's been up for a minute, though. You know what I'm saying?
Ken, we can agree to disagree.
Yeah.
You feel one way, Blood feels another way. So the only thing we're going to agree on, we can agree to disagree. But you made your point. Shout out to Ken from New York. Anyways, yeah, man. I said what I said, man. I meant what I said. 530-494-9636. Anybody feel some type of way, call me after the show. You can call in the show. I'm not taking any more calls right now, but I got to let my brother Blood go. He took his time out to talk to me to get on the show. Bottom line is, you know, there is a criteria. Bottom line is everything in life has a criteria. When you throw certain things and titles out there are criteria. So, you know, we had to do a comparison. Hey, this is what people from the past did who fell under this title. No one was trying to slight any fighter that's around today. No one was trying to slight any fighter that's around today. Some of you niggas, some young ass or old ass beta males who just slow as fuck. If I offended you today, please, if you want to unsubscribe, promise me that you will never bring your ass back over here again. Unsubscribe. I don't want your subscribership. I don't need you. I don't need you. If you got offended by what I said, the niggas who were talking in the chat. Remember that, okay? Blood Boston, is there anything else you want to say, my brother?
Yeah, my father called them yaps, young ass punks, man.
Yeah.
And that's just exactly what they is. Listen, nobody's trying to shit on Tank Davis, man. He put up some good numbers, man. He's a pound for pound. He could be a pay-per-view star, maybe a cash cow, maybe a face of boxing in the making. But you know, big up to him, man. I've got a better understanding of what people look at as the face of boxing. And I appreciate you, Coach, for bringing me on the show, man. It's been a great discussion. I learned a lot from this discussion. Just hearing from the younger generation, getting their thoughts on what they think the face of boxing is. And big up to Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia, man. That's all I got to say. Thank you, Coach.
Hey, Blood, I'm going to call you as soon as I wrap this show up, man. Thank you for calling. Okay. Thank you for coming on, brother. I got you.
Yes, sir. All right. All right.
Shout out to my brother, Blood Boston. Shout out to my brother, Blood Boston. Shout out to Jamie Rivera, man. Let's give everybody who called the show, man. Let's give them a shout out. Damn, we had a lot of motherfuckers call the show. Shout out to our unbiased fans. Shout out to Laro from H-Town. Shout out to Ken from New York. Shout out to Willie Cole. Shout out to Willie Cole. Matter of fact, I got the wrong one. I'm on the wrong. Shout out to Willie Cole from Houston. Shout out to Mayday from Palm Springs. Shout out to Butch Cassidy from London. Shout out to Casino Light Press from the ATL. Shout out to Two-Tone, the superstar from Arizona. Shout out to Troy from B-More. Shout out to Alfred from the Bay Area. Shout out to Al from DC. Shout out to J-Rock from DC. Shout out to Coach Eddie from the ATL. Shout out to Rick from Houston. Shout out to Rick from Toronto. Shout out to Shaka from the ATL. Shout out to Swift 718 from Brooklyn. Shout out to D Block from Dallas. Shout out to D Mason from Flint, Michigan. Shout out to Jared from B-More. Shout out to Boston Scientist from Cali. Shout out to Stan from Cali. And shout out to Ken from New York. I will be at the Vasily Lomachenko Devin Haney fight in Vegas on the 20th. I will be there. So some of you guys will probably catch me there at that fight. We'll be conducting some interviews. I will be there. Shout out to Knockdown 305, my brother, man. Shout out to Gertz. Shout out to Cool K Forever.
Shout out to some rando. Shout out to Casino Light Prayers, my brother. Shout out to Rick Timms from Houston, Texas. South Side, my brother from the South Side. Always lovely to see my brother, man. I got love for Rick. Got love for Casino Light Prayers. That's my brother. Shout out to Diaz, Jose Ayala. Shout out to my sister, Nick Rich. Shout out to Jamie Rivera. Shout out to who else I got? The Godfather of Boxing, Pugilism, Marlon, E Money, etc. Shout out to Myron Magnus. Shout out to the Boxing Historian. Shout out to my lovely sister Elisa Bells. Shout out to Preacher Joe. Shout out to Youve. It is, and shout out to School of X-Man. It is what it is. Once again, this song is that boy Coach Malachi Williams signing out. I learned a lot today. Shout out to Bruce Gas. I learned a lot today. I took a lot of notes. Again, I tell you guys, I'm a marketer, so I jot down a lot of information. The reason why I accept phone calls, because I like to hear things from many different walks of life, to see other people's opinions. This is what I do. When you study certain things, you take notes, and I take notes, and I study it, and it really helps me to come up with different topics and subject matters going forward. So I really appreciate everybody who called the show. Again, if you know, shout out to M Cole as well. If I wasn't talking to you, don't get offended by what I said if I wasn't talking to you. You know, some of these guys are just some weird, they weird as fuck to me. You get what I'm saying? And I don't have patience for bullshit. You know what I mean? So I don't want every subscriber. All subscribers are not good subscribers. My channel ain't for everybody. So, you know, I hope I ran some people off the block. I pray to God that you never come back over here again. Don't want you, don't need you, don't give a fuck about you. And I mean that. Shout out to my nigga Booger Ray.
Sunshine when Tank's gone.
I'll smack the shit out of him in front of everybody.
Only dark times for you.
I mean, just throw Haney's name in the hat. There is no fucking hat.
Ain't no sunshine when Tank's gone.
I don't play them type of games.
Leonard L.B. Why you always talking about me?
Didn't you fucking learn your lesson from that? With AJ?
Ain't no sunshine when Tank's gone.
I'll knock that motherfucking hole out. Period.
Only dark times for you.
There ain't no hats to throw nothing in here. We're running a fucking business.
Ain't no sunshine when Tank's gone.
You fucking idiot.
Leonard L.B. Why you always talking about me?
Ricky Ricardo, dropping that quarter of a dub. He say on salute, coach. I want to co-sign Swift 718 super chat on this topic. Yeah, man. I mean, it is what it is. Once again, it's on, man. Much love to everybody in the chat, the family. I do look at the people who rock with me as family. You know, my motto, I only fuck with those who fuck with me. If you fuck with me, I fuck with you. If you don't fuck with me, fuck you. You know what I mean? That's just how I feel about it. And I think everybody should have a philosophy. Only fuck with those who fuck with me.
I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all. I did this for the hood. Y'all know I beat that boy.
It's two fighters that I hate talking about now. It was Canelo and Tyson Fury. Now it's Canelo, Tyson Fury, and Gervonta Davis. You guys, some of you Tank Davis fans, some of you Tank Davis fans are some of the dumbest motherfuckers I've ever seen in my life. Some of you, not all of you. I detest you motherfuckers. Not the Tank Davis fans. I'm saying some of these, the ignorant ones. And like, if you just sit down and listen and stop being offended about everything, just listen and be willing to learn, you'll be okay. So I hope I purged some of you. I hope you never come back over here again. And to those who rock with me, I'll see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock, man. I mean that. And I mean every goddamn word I said. Shout out to Johnny.
Well, you know, I guess I gotta be like everybody else and think, Al Heyman, I can quit my job now, baby. 6 figures, baby. You feel me? I'm about to
But a name. Do you have a name?
Oh, nah, I ain't got no name, you know.
Name them names, man.
They know who they is.
Name them names, please. The names need to be named.
They know who they is.
The Mexican monster.
Shout out to my brother Big Blunts in Boxing. Shout out to Damian Bennett. Salute to you, my brother. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to Big Blunts in Boxing. Shout out to Damian Bennett. Who else I forgot, man? Damn, I can't even. Oh, here come my brother right there, Big Blunts in Boxing, man. Salute to you guys. I'm trying to send people salute. Trying to send them out, man. Shout out to them boys over there, man. The real was no. I ain't talking to them. You know what I mean? So y'all know what I'm talking about. Talking about it was a couple of whole niggas in the chat that was just doing too goddamn much. You know what I mean? I hope them fuck niggas never come back over here again.
Look, fuck you. Fuck the plane you flew in on. Fuck them shoes. Fuck the socks with the bell on it. Fuck them cheap ass cigars. Fuck your yuck mouth teeth. Fuck your hairpiece. Fuck your chocolate. Fuck Guy Ritchie. Fuck Prince William. Fuck the Queen. This is America. My president is black and my Lambo is blue, nigga. Now get the fuck out of my hotel room. And if I see you in the street, I'm slapping the shit out of you.
JC say, Coach, you good? Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm real good. I'm real good, fam. I'm good. I just don't have a tolerance for bullshit. I don't have a tolerance for bullshit. You know, I'm very, I don't have a tolerance for bullshit. I don't. It is what it is, man. Tank Davis. Let's do the ball to be more. Let's do the be more. See you guys tomorrow, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You know my motto. Don't meet me there, beat me there. Peace.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go.